Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcasts. And I'm just checking in on you to see how your week's going, you know. And obviously, you're watching this, which means I have a special guest, which we do from time to time. This guy's been doing it. I don't know how long you've been doing it, but in my world, this guy's one of the up-and-coming kids here. Gonna come up and grab the brass ring. I did the Ringers with him on Comedy Central, right? Is that what that came out? Was it on the Food Network? I can't remember. And he's got a great new special out called Progression. Please welcome the one and only Gavin Matts to the program.
Yes, thank you for having me, Bill.
You're welcome.
Yes. 10 years. 10 years.
10 years you've been doing it?
10 years, yeah. Not that long, you know.
Stupid phone buzzing. I was supposed to have it on quiet.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. It's just 10
making
years.
a noise. All right. Before we get started, I'm a huge fan of yours.
Thank you, Bill.
Your style. You're completely like, you know, like I was saying before, there's enough screaming idiots out there like me.
Yeah.
You know, I like to think I'm one of the better screaming idiots.
No, you're
that
good.
Doesn't know how to write a joke.
You're a good screaming idiot.
I am a good screaming idiot. But
you're the screaming idiot now. There used to be a lot of screaming idiots, and now you're the one guy.
I like it. I like it. Well, you know.
You don't see a lot of people scream anymore.
Yeah. You got to go with your strengths. I knew I was an idiot.
Yeah,
and I was like, what if I turned it up?
Yeah. You're from an angrier time. Now everybody is more sad, I feel like.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's more like, it's not as angry anymore.
All right, well, explain your generation to an old guy like me.
Well, you know, you think about like Hicks and stuff. He's like an angry guy. He's like mad at America, and now people are just kind of sad about it. There's not a lot you can do anymore. So people are just sad about it.
I just like how you reduce Bill Hicks to he's mad at America. But I understand that because it's like as time goes on, you know, just everything. It's like people going back. Like there's so many people now that just love trashing the Beatles, saying they weren't that good of a band.
Sure, I do think Hicks was good, but I've been on a Hicks kick.
Oh no, I watch him and then I feel bad for him just going like, you know, like when you watch him like snap and everything because we've all done that.
Yeah.
And you start thinking like, you know, there's other options.
Sure. But what's rare with his, I feel like, because he has like a lot of weird sets that are just like, you know, like in Indianapolis, like there's like a 40-minute set. There's like a punchline. It's like an hour and 20. But it's like, I'm like, how often were people like recording sets even? You know, it's rare to have just like a club set from someone where it's like now you kind of got to, people show up with their own camera and tripod. It's embarrassing.
Oh, I know. It's because I almost feel like the stand-up special is going away because it feels like you gotta it's all about clips now and younger people are just used to like Instagram, you know.
It's really sad. I mean, I had a joke that I liked that someone commented like, oh, it took too long to get to the joke. But I'm like, the clip was like 50 seconds.
I would say don't listen to that.
I know, but
you know what those people are.
I'm reading it, and then you also like had reposted, so then I know the notifications are going to you, and I'm probably you don't look at it, but then I'm also getting it. Then it's just like a guy on there calling me gay, and then you're like, this guy's calling this guy I reposted.
Yeah, but I'm always going to side with the comic because
of course
people do that.
Well, I go to one of the...
all the time, all kinds of shit, like, and it's also all over the map.
Yeah. Well, people are insane, and then, you know, you can just go to somebody's page and see what they're going through, and there's one guy who was being kind of mean to me. I go to his page, it's linked to his Facebook, because he got a private page, and then I see on Facebook he was looking for a room to live in Albany. So I was like, oh, he's just going through something. He can't find a room.
You know what it is back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day when there was just like 3 channels or even like if there was just basic cable, like we all were sort of experiencing the same media reality. Mm-hmm. But now the reins are completely taken off.
There's too much stuff.
So it's like you and I on our phones are living in 2 completely different countries or realities.
Oh, my bubble is insane that I live in.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm into bubbles. What's your bubble?
My bubble is just kind of just like, I don't know, bad stuff happening around the world, just feeding me that.
Oh, you get it.
Yeah, I get that.
I went to that period.
You got that period?
You're loving the Gaza Strip, huh? There's plenty of bad stuff going on there.
Oh, I mean, I'm not, but I don't want to see it. You know, I want to live outside of that. I want to live in like
when Gaza Strip started happening, did you get excited like Netflix dropped a new series or something?
No,
like, more tragedy.
I would like to live in like a kind of a, you know, a propaganda that's good. You know,
Oh, okay.
like the 50s, but I'm not able to, so I get everything.
Well, the 50s was weird. Where on TV, if you look at it as a white person, I mean, it was amazing.
Sure.
There was guys like Hugh Beaumont on Leave It to Beaver coming home in that fucking company car. He's got Barbara Billingsley, right?
Oh yeah, the
Tags
middle
her.
class was strong.
Yeah, he came
Now-
out with like an Oldsmobile,
Now
you know,
there's-
maybe a Buick. Oh, he's moving up,
Oh.
right? Then you get up to like the
My
Cadillac.
granny had a Buick.
All right, but also what was going on is you had like the Cold War. You had,
Well, you
know,
still have that.
okay.
Again, don't you think?
Is that still go? I don't know. I don't pay. I can't like.
I mean, you have kids, you know?
no.
you have a
it's not
family.
that. It's not my excuse.
Okay.
I just can't handle watching them separating us and people allowing it.
Yeah.
Like just watching everything get politicized, from viruses to electric cars to states to cities to the kind of shoes you wear, and it's just like this. All we're doing.
Spotify Wrapped.
What is that?
It's a good marketing tool by Spotify that at the end of the year you get your favorite songs.
Right.
You get your favorite songs, your favorite how many hours you listened, and then
that's nice
and then
of 'em.
people post it.
Oh yeah.
But then you're seeing people you don't like who
And
possibly
then they give
listen.
half a cent to the artist.
Oh yeah, the half a cent to the artist. They fire all their workers after they've made profit revenue.
Right.
Is like, yeah. So that's kind of what that is. And then you are like, oh well, they like this artist that I like, so now I don't know if I can like them because this person likes them. So even individuals,
What generation are you from?
I'm 1994, so I technically millennial. I'm
right,
one of
so
those
what-
millennials.
Yeah, no, that we raised,
Yeah.
and then we blame you guys for the way we raised them.
Yeah, and then you also say that we suck,
Yeah, I'm
which
not,
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with you guys.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm trying to bring the generations together.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who's saying when they put these mandatory kill switches on cars, that all we have to do as a people is just walk to work for about 6 days. And the oil companies would lose so much fucking money, they'd go take those kill switches out of the car, and then then the politicians wouldn't get the kickback money, and then what they would have to be is just be like, okay, the people have spoken, but they would still say,
But you know what's going to happen
they would
then.
say, for now.
Yeah.
For now. That's like when they want to have that RoboCop in San Francisco.
Oh,
and
we got one in New York now.
Yeah, people are like, you're not fucking doing that. And they're like, no, we are. And they said, no, you're not. And then they say, okay, we're not for now. So it's like, so we really don't have a say.
Yeah, it's just a grace period of maybe, we'll wait a couple months.
That was like in New York when they put the video screens in the back of the cabs. People were like, get these things the fuck out of here. And people would vandalize them and shit.
Yeah.
And they took them out. And then a few years later, they came back and they were even bigger. But I think by then people were
But
used
don't you want to play games?
video games and stuff?
And no, like in the car ride, they have like they'll have like a multiple choice quiz for you while you're taking the cab 20 blocks.
Oh, no.
Just to distract you.
Yeah, no, I'm not into, I'm into just trying to be by myself and be quiet and just settling it all down because I'm a fucking lunatic. So I can't watch, I watch those news channels and I start thinking I know what's going on and I start thinking I have a solution. And then I'm another guy walking, Gavin,
Oh, yeah.
you know what they got to do? And I
you
become
do,
that guy.
yeah. Then you do the solution.
yeah,
You're like, we got to put the kill switches in the car.
Yeah.
But then what that
old school
does.
fans of my podcast remember those years. It didn't take much to bring up the Federal Reserve, and then I was off on that thing. So
And what are you going to blow it up?
No. Jesus Christ, you trying to get me on a watch list? No, I don't know what. I don't know what. It was like the typical guy go, it's Federal Express. And then like I had no solution.
Yeah, of course.
My solution is that I said I had no solution. Here's what is not me. I'm not involved. All right? Fucking relax. The president, okay? He just sends like 50 army guys down there. And he walks into all those pencil pushers and he goes, yeah, this is over. You don't print the money anymore. We don't owe you shit.
And that's a guy who's going to get something done.
Yeah, just
The president.
Yeah, I know. I know, but people believe that.
I know.
Yeah.
It used to be so good. You used to think they could do something.
Yeah, no.
They used to promise you stuff too.
No.
Remember
a guy
that?
making 200, 300 grand a year is not going to be able to change America.
No. It's too little money.
It is.
You got to
He
have
makes-
way more money.
He makes less money than influencers, and I'm supposed to sit here and believe because
You're
of
selling
the color
liquid
of his
death.
tie and his speeches that he's going to go in there.
We got to get Biden some liquid death.
Oh, Biden, Jesus. We need to get Biden a home. He needs to be in a fucking home. What we really need is we need two young people running for presidents that are going to have to live with their decisions.
Sure. I'm always saying there should be a cap.
Yeah.
Always. There should be a
Virzi
cap.
says that, yeah.
He does. I mean, a lot of people, I think, should say there's a cap of like maybe 60. Because people work a regular job. They want to be done at 60.
Listen, I'm 55. I would put it around 58.
58?
Because I feel the wheels coming off.
Those last 2 years are always the...
Yeah, I'm going a little...
Yeah. I mean, the White House, the problem is they're going to get those... For him, he's so old, and if he wins again, they're going to have to get those... You know, those seats where they put the chair... They go up the chair real slow, like an escalator?
I think...
Because I'm like, he's got to be done on stairs.
I think he steps down, if he's able to, or falls off a chair.
Oh, he steps down from the presidency. Yeah.
Falls down from the presidency. And then you got to go with whoever the vice president is. What's her name of there?
Oh, Kamala?
Kamala.
Yeah. Which I haven't heard a word from her since she said, "We did it, Joe."
She's always out in Santa Monica.
Oh, cool. I don't go out there.
No, or Malibu.
One of those.
Yeah, I fly, and there's always a TFR.
Yeah.
She's always out there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Her quote forever now is, they keep reusing it, is "We did it, Joe." Like, that's her quote in the history books.
We did
Remember
what?
when he got elected, they were filming her do a phone call with Joe Biden.
And
she was like, "We did it, Joe."
And was he like, "Who are you?"
I'm sure. He was like, "Remind me your name again, and how do I pronounce that?"
Yeah. Well, we've left your generation quite a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the younger whatever is more a mess. I'm hoping that I get out of here, really.
It's December 5th. It's 85 degrees out here right now.
Yeah, I mean, November.
I know it's LA, but it's not supposed to be like this.
Sure. I mean, I've been in New York, and the past like 5 years, and it hasn't snowed really the last 2 years, and I get worried.
Yeah.
You know.
So then I try not to like this morning, I was getting my kids ready for school.
Yeah.
And my wife goes, "You might want to put our daughter in shorts because it's going to be 85 degrees." And it just like this wave of depression went over me. I was just going, what are we going to do about this? She's like, "Put them in shorts so they're not hot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gritting the teeth is never a good sign.
Yeah, no. But I mean, I blame God for all of it.
Of course.
Because he's made all of us, and he made all of these fucking idiots. And
he gave people ideas.
And loud idiots.
Yeah.
You, interestingly enough, January 6th, which means a lot to people who pay attention to the news, which you guys had to remind me.
I'll be going back to the Capitol.
You're going to be at the Union Hall in Brooklyn, New York, and you got to see this kid, man. I just love your style. You're a great joke writer.
Thank you.
And then also the confidence that you have to go at your pace at that volume.
Yeah.
I mean, was that hard for you in the beginning, following loud idiots like me?
I mean, I came up in Vancouver, and there was like a good club there that I kind of like, whatever the phrase is, grit my teeth or whatever. I cut my teeth there, and it was pretty nice. I mean, but doing this hour on the road, I felt like a comic in like the 90s, because I did like from that like November. I did Boston, and then I sent that tape to Jordy here at ATC, and then they were like, "Okay, maybe we can do something." And I was like, "Okay." So I booked all these dates, didn't really hear it from my agent, and I booked like 56 cities.
Who shot it too?
My friend Marcus Russell Price.
Oh, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just took pictures when I did a gig in New York.
Yeah. He's got a great eye.
He does.
Really had he executed that exactly how I wanted, because I was like, there's no other way.
It stands out. Stands out. It's a really cool looking special, and it should look unique because of your unique style. So, who you handicapping here for the next? Is it going to be these two idiots again?
Yeah.
It should just be like wrestling. It should be like wrestling, and Trump's like fucking holding Biden down, and then fucking Hillary comes running in from behind the curtain, on Monday Night Raw.
I have no
How do we get out of this vortex?
I mean, what is the other option? Is like DeSantis.
Is he the Florida guy?
Yeah, but I think he's kind of like been bombing recently, because I haven't heard much from him. And then there's Gavin Newsom, who I don't want to win because we share the same first name.
Who's that guy?
He's the California guy.
He's the California guy.
But I'm Canadian, so I'll just leave.
Yeah, you always have that option. What are you going to do though? Your country's messed up too.
I know.
Your country's sort of low key messed up. Like, because I follow a few
Yeah.
people up there in Canada.
Yeah, it's very much like me. It's very quiet, and you're like, what is this? What is going to happen?
I know, but there's something going on where people are saying that they're giving the country away, and blah, blah,
They're
blah,
always
blah.
giving the country away. They're always trying to separate. Alberta wants to be its own thing. Quebec wants to be its own thing. They've committed
You know what I've
horrible
always said about that?
atrocities.
What they should do is you should let them secede from the union and then attack them.
Seems like you have a lot of similar solutions.
And you occupy.
Yeah.
No, I get annoyed with little places acting like they can defend themselves.
Yeah. Do you feel that way about, that Texas is always saying this?
That they want to do that?
That they want to also
Can I tell you something
separate.
about Texas? They don't know what they want to do.
Yeah?
Any more than I do. Like, no one's thought that through. Like, my favorite thing is, you should move this state. They have no state tax. It's like, really? Everybody's just working for free?
Yeah.
It's like buying a used car, right? No, buying a car, well, you come in with your piece of shit. We'll give you $6,000 for that car that's worth $500. You're like, really? And then they charge you $9,000 for the rust proofing. They're gonna get you in sales tax, property tax. There's no fucking way that you can live in a place with no state tax and they don't get it somewhere else. Like, how do you pay for all the infrastructure?
I mean, I don't trust Texas. I like Texans, but I don't trust Texas.
I don't trust politicians.
Yeah.
Because they're all grossly underpaid, so they can be bribed by people that have way more money than anybody else. Yeah,
easily.
So
that guy was down when it was, for some reason, it was cold there.
I know that guy.
That guy.
I don't even know.
He went to Mexico. He went to Mexico. He said it was too cold.
Who?
What? The Ted Cruz or whatever. Remember there was really cold.
Killer?
Yeah. Well, they say he's the Zodiac killer.
Say he's the Zodiac. Okay.
That was like a Twitter thing, where people were being like, Ted Cruz looks like the Zodiac drawing.
Isn't that guy from like 50 years ago?
The Zodiac? Yeah.
That guy's
I thought it was Ted Cruz. Yeah. Who's also, he's from Calgary.
He's like almost Hitler's age. Like, people still think that guy's alive. It's like
Yeah. People think everybody's alive.
Yeah.
They can't accept.
Hitler probably died of natural causes on like a swing set in Argentina.
Yes. And everyone's like, oh, with Tupac or some corny thing to say.
No, Tupac, like JFK, they have the death photos.
Yeah.
Those are brutal.
Those are gone. They finally caught those guys too.
Yeah, they did. It seemed pretty basic. It's like literally the guy he fought in the casino.
And it seems like, why were they working on this all that time?
My favorite one was they thought Suge was involved. It's like, okay, I'm going to sit on the other side of him as you shoot at him from this side. Like, immediately I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Didn't Suge also get shot? Like, why would he be involved?
I'm sure. I remember a video of him doing something crazy in a car like a couple of years ago. But I think
he drove over a guy. He got freaked out. He thought the guy was going to do something to him, and he drove over him.
That's always happened to me when I'm in a vehicle and I'm getting freaked out by a guy.
Well, then he played the game at a different level. I mean, literally, your life was at stake. Mm-hmm. So I think he just played the game a little too long.
Yeah, different time. You came up in like what, the 90s?
70s and 80s, and then the 90s, my brain was fully formed, so I have to take responsibility for everything from then on. But as far as like what fucked me up was the 70s and 80s. Yeah. And now here we are. So
you made it out.
I mean, it's not like I was in prison, but I mean, I definitely.
I mean, it seems like it was hard for a lot of people to make it out.
Our next partner is AG1, the daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports the whole body health. So I'm always looking for life upgrades, which is why I've come to love and trust AG1. Why take a bunch of different things when you can just mix one scoop of powder and water once a day? AG1 was designed with ease in mind so you can live healthier and better without having to complicate your routine. AG1 replaces your multivitamin, probiotic, and more in one simple drinkable tablet. It's a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers comprehensive nutrients to support the whole body health. Science-driven formulation of vitamins, probiotics, and whole food source nutrients. Every scoop is packed with 75 vitamins and minerals. You get it. It's healthy. Probiotics, whole food source, liquidity, high quality, gut and mood support, boosted energy. What more do you need? If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com AG1.com/Burr. That's Drink Alpha Golf 1. AG1.com/Burr. Check it out. Well, here's the thing. Gen X people, I don't know why they keep this embarrassing. That's my generation, right? I'm on the metal, heavy metal side of Gen X. I never got into that grunge shit.
Okay.
Where like heavy metal was all about denying what happened to you as a child and just partying
And like screaming.
Yeah, and just
so you couldn't hear.
Yeah, just act like my act, right?
You can't really like go inwards when you're screaming so loud.
Yeah, no, it's just.
Well, you're like a Tool guy.
Was I a Tool guy? I've had my moments. I'm sort of a closet gearhead. I like watching people do shit, but I don't have the balls to take apart my own stuff.
Right. I did mean the band, but yeah.
You did mean the band?
Yeah.
There's a band, Gear?
No, Tool.
Oh, Tool.
Yeah.
Tool. Oh, yeah. Tool. But Tool's one of those bands that like, I mean, they like split my brain like when I'm listening to it because I'm trying to figure out like what's going on, the time signature and all of the polyrhythm or whatever that Danny Carey's doing, and yeah, like so I can like.
I need quiet music now.
Well, it's gonna take me my lifetime to get through their catalog because each song is so fucking complex.
You need like a 2-week break.
No, I get lost in it. And I just the way they put the whole puzzle together, and then Maynard's voice and all of that. I mean, they're like a a next level band. And then also what fucked me was I was doing stand up when they came up, so I've always been trying to catch up with them. Like I'm always a couple albums behind, which feels like grades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean this in a complimentary way. Like you don't just put on a Tool record and be like, oh yeah, that's catchy.
Yeah.
You know? And then when buying tapes and all of that shit went away, they weren't on anything that I was downloading from, and I didn't want to steal from them. So like, then they put out like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 other masterpieces. So
Yeah.
I have to try to like,
take it easy. Go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, this shit to me is the same way. It's like, hey, you listen to this Zappa album. And the first time you're like, what the fuck is, I don't even know what's going on.
I've never listened to Zappa.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Dude, DeRosa was always into them. And like, I was just going, dude, this just sounds like, I can't, I mean, I know they're great musicians. I don't know what's going on here. It took me like 20 years. And now I'm listening going like, oh man, this is fucking amazing.
See, I don't mind just like a guy with a guitar.
Yeah, I don't either.
And that's it.
You know what did get old at first? It was the guitar player and just a drummer. When the White Stripes came out, I was like, oh shit, this is fucking amazing. And then like 50 people did it after that.
Now I've seen bands in like New York. Sometimes I go see like some little shows, just some like newer bands, and no drummer, just bass and guitar, and they'll have like one of those like, not like a synth, but some kind of like keyboard beat maker type thing.
I was gonna say,
I kind of like that.
Yeah, well there you go.
There's this band Glom. I like them. GLOM.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. They have like no views, but I've seen them a couple of times now, and they're like amazing.
Oh, I never finished my point.
Go ahead. Yeah, go back.
On Generation X, there's all of these stupid fucking things out there where they're going like, we grew up in the 70s and 80s, and they start showing like shit we did at the playground, like we're fucking veterans or something, and then they go like, nobody complained when we were kids because no one looks like everybody.
Yeah,
did.
but I also had that. I feel like I'm like the last generation of kids that had that, like
abuse.
You
don't think there's kids
alcoholic father?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there are kids, but I'm saying also freedom. You know what I mean? Like, could also be like go outside and don't come home until like 10, and you're like a 9-year-old. You know?
But there was abuse, and
now there's abuse, and these kids don't get to leave home.
Yeah, but they also have a freedom of that they can go around the world with a fucking device in their hand. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, if you actually were smart and used the internet, I can't imagine what you could learn and see, as opposed to me.
Well, the screens are insane because I've been looking after my girlfriend's nephew while I've been in town. He's like almost 2, and they don't let him do screen time. But if you give him a screen, he's zonked out on Miss Rachel. This Miss Rachel.
Yeah, I finally have now.
She's ruining the kids.
Well, I've realized, I feel like using your phone in front of your kids is like smoking in front of them.
Yeah.
Because then they want it, and they literally like zone out, and it's a really easy way to control your kids.
Yeah. Nimesh Patel has a great joke about that.
Yeah.
Where he's like, in 50 years, it'll be like smoking. and people will be putting the phone to their neck like, I used Instagram.
I didn't use earbuds. So January 6th, Union Hall. What is Union Hall?
It's like a little performance space. They always have like stand-up at. It's like the Bell House in Brooklyn. I guess those, you'd consider those like little alt rooms.
Right.
It's like I do like a monthly there just to run material outside of the clubs.
Oh, that's cool. So where are you based out of?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
It blows my mind how much Brooklyn has changed.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't there before, but I'm...
Brooklyn, when I moved to New York in the 90s, was fucking terrifying. Out there, the fashion district, whatever the fuck you call it, I don't know if that even exists in Manhattan.
Yeah.
After 5 o'clock and the sun went down, that was in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I was on like 20-something street, and I remember they reopened Catch a Rising Star, and I'd have money for a cab, and I would take the fucking 6 train down or something, and I would walk
and where was that?
Town. It was way on the west side, so I would always be like running to try not to be late. And you'd be walking down the street, you felt like you were in Escape from New York, because there was all of this trash on the street from like, you know, the day's work.
Of course.
And then everything was like, you know, the metal things were all pulled down and it was just really dirty and fucking dingy. And it was like during the day, it was this crazy like level of activity. Like, and then once that started getting more developing, like residential and businesses and restaurants, the other one was down near the World Trade Center in Tribeca and all that. Like that place after hours during a weekday was a terrifying place to go. I actually was down there. It was like I was coming back and I got off on the wrong stop on September, it would be 9th. So it was September. By the time I got down there, it was the early hours of September 10th, 2001. And I got off at the World Trade because I fucked up. I remember I was coming up from Philly, and there's the Penn Station in New Jersey, and I was going to Penn Station in New York, and I fucked up, and I got off the wrong one, and I got on the next PATH train. It took me to the World Trade, and I was so fucking pissed because I was like, there's going to be nobody down there. I'm not going to be able to get a cab. And I fucking came out of the World Trade, and I saw this cab. Yo. And he saw me. I totally lucked out and sprinted. Never even looked up at him. You know, I took it for granted. I had no fucking idea.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's insane.
Well, imagine if comedy clubs went to
that's
Monday
insane
night.
Story. Have you ever told that before?
Yeah, I have. But it's not insane because it was just like, it was sort of like,
I mean,
right before. It was literally about 30. Yeah, about, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
just the wrong stop.
Yeah, I got off the wrong stop. But I mean, it wasn't like there was no danger. There was no danger there. It was just like what was going to happen where I was. And my whole mindset when I got out was just like,
I'll get a cab and get out of here.
I'm like, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Down here. And the trains, like, you know, the trains at that time used to run every half hour.
Right. Missing a stop is one of the worst. Sometimes I just forget to get off, and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta go back to Union.
Hey, I do have a bone to pick with you though.
Go ahead.
Your bit about F-150s and pulling like the mirrors in and stuff. I have an F-250, so like, does that also apply? Because I have to pull my mirrors in.
Yeah.
So don't hit some.
Yeah. Look, that made so many people mad, and they're like, "Oh, you don't work with your hands." I'm like, okay.
Dude,
okay,
it was hilarious.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, like 40% of the time when I pull my mirror in, I think about your joke.
I mean, just relax. I mean, it is really just about my dad, and he has a GMC, so you know, that's just where that came from.
And what is it, Joe? Instead of pulling it in, why
don't you take a good, long, hard look in it, you know, and reflect. I mean, that's a fun one to do. I mean, that was always fun to do in in whatever, where people have those and they need them.
Would they? Yeah, and most people are good sports, though, right?
Yeah, of course. You know, some people get mad, and then it'll be the wives or whoever is at the random show seeing me. Unfortunately, you know, that just showed up at the comedy club. They like it more, and then you get the look over, and then the guy gets mad. You know, I'm really just thinking about Go Bananas in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
that was a rough week.
Is that green couch still in the fucking green room?
I think maybe. I was there the week before they went to the Super Bowl.
Dude, that thing...
And that was a nightmare, Bill. That was a nightmare. Because it was
a fun club.
Yeah, it would have been fun, and the shows were all packed, you know. It's not really in Cincinnati. It's a little out, but I mean, everybody was the happiest they'd ever been because the Bengals were about to go to the Super Bowl, so they were wasted. And I'm trying to run this hour.
Oh, and you're going all monotone.
Yeah.
Who day? Who day?
Literally, I have a clip of people just yelling "Who day." I was wearing like some like Nikes that had like an orange accent, and someone was just like immediately they were like Bengals colors, and I was like, I could not.
Do you watch football at all?
I watch some, I used
CFL guy?
Yeah, I'm a big CFL fan.
NHL? What do you watch? You don't watch any sports?
No, I watch NHL, NBA. I used to be big into NFL, but I kind of gave it up. But I'm a big, NHL. I watch the Bruins games.
You do? I'm kind of like, I just don't have fucking time anymore. Like, I'm becoming that guy. I can't talk.
That's fine.
I can't name the names anymore.
I don't even know, honestly, I don't even like talking about it. Sports, I would rather just watch it and get a little escape. What's my thing?
Yeah. So what do you do? How do you waste your time on this planet?
How do I waste my time?
Yeah.
I don't know. I walk my dog.
It's not a waste of time. That's a good thing.
Yeah, you could call it wasting time. I go to Prospect Park. I go to the library. I hang out with friends. We play basketball.
You sound like you have a very healthy life.
Yeah, I
go to the library. This is amazing.
I mean, yeah. I got sober like 3 years ago, and so I just, I don't know.
All right.
Cook food.
What was your drug of choice?
You
don't have to say it.
I mean, yeah, I was into drinking, and then I would do like some pills and stuff like that, and just like what everybody's doing.
People are doing pills, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, does that sound like a dad? Are you doing pills? Are you doing the pills?
Yeah, I mean...
That's how all those fucking starlets used to die back in the day.
Yeah,
they take downers, and then everybody was always having a couple of martinis to unwind, and then you didn't wake up.
Well, I broke my collarbone in high school.
Listen, I don't want to hear your excuse.
No, I broke my collarbone in high school, and then they gave me like some some stuff, and then that's kind of how whatever happened. Not a dependency, but then I was like, it was like the pandemic.
That happens. I have a dear friend of mine had that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they give you this really intensive stuff. That's the kind of thing that fucking bugs me though, is that they can do that shit and they can turn you into a fucking addict.
Off of a collarbone.
Yeah, and nobody gets like in trouble for that shit.
No.
And then they spend their time nitpicking
and buying art.
What's buying?
Well, the Sackler family who like created all that, they have like wings in every art museum.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, which they're like taking down now.
They got people hooked on synthetic heroin and then turn around they bought like...
Yeah, it's something like the Sackler family, they're the same ones. They created Valium when that was big. And then they're also like, what was it? What is the new big opiate that everyone was taking?
They probably get a big standing ovation from the Valium crowd, though. I mean, that didn't kill people the way like... the opioids did, right? I
mean, I guess you don't really know because I feel like it probably killed a lot of people's decision making because it was basically they're just giving it and marketing it to like, wives, stay-at-home moms.
Oh, yeah.
Which like seems like a hell.
Now they just market exercise equipment to them.
Yes. That's healthy too.
No, it isn't.
Those spin classes?
Yeah, how many people bought that stupid Peloton bike and I was just sitting there?
Oh, so many people have that.
Vest hanging on the hip.
Well, sometimes I do like moving jobs in New York, and that's always a big one, moving people's Pelotons.
That's a bitch, right?
Yeah.
I imagine the base is probably it's an awkward weight.
Well,
too,
it's whoever grabs the front.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, because that's where the wheel is, which is heavy, and they got to take the screen off, and it's a whole thing.
So you help people move too?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
You just got all kinds of time with this sobriety, huh?
Well, no, I mean that I have to do because I'm on. That's a little under the table. I honestly shouldn't even be talking about as a Canadian. You know what I mean? I'm down here stealing the under table jobs, but no, a lot of comedians work for this moving company.
That's my thing. Like you just said that as a little joke. You make fucking $50 every once in a while to help somebody move. I feel like news channels and stuff would focus more on that than they would on somebody coming up with synthetic heroin and causing all of this, death and misery and all of that. That's why I kind of stopped watching all of that shit because I was just like, this is just clear. This is all.
Oh yeah, it's like anti-people.
Look at this. Yeah. So
And that's why when people are like, this guy's never worked with his hands, I'm like, okay, well, I've done a 4-floor walk-up in August in the summer with like 80 boxes and a Peloton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
I want to reply. I want to be like, well, you don't actually know, but, you know, I don't want to blow up my spot like I just did on this podcast.
I know. And you know the amount of people that drive trucks that don't work with their hands? You're looking at one.
Well, that's what I'm
Especially
talking
in
about.
fucking Texas, dude. When you're in Dallas and in Houston, I mean, every pickup truck looks like it just came off the showroom.
Well, and that's my problem too. With like, I mean, gas prices are so high, and that's a part of that joke. Is they're always mad, you're always mad about the gas.
I don't give a fuck about gas.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're doing good.
No, I never. I just.
But some people do care. Some people, it's like a major talking point.
Care. They do care.
It's like one of the only 5 things they talk about.
That's when they're patriotic.
Yes.
They're patriotic when if we go, you know, bomb,
well, that's why they want to go bomb some people.
Yeah, go bomb some people so the gas
fuels
is cheaper.
the industrial military complex, whatever you want to call it.
I think we're figuring it all out.
I mean, I think I could
So what's really going on in Canada? Because I don't buy Michael Moore's version of Canada.
What was his version?
Well, he did this fucking documentary, and he's like, "Yeah, up there, you don't have to lock your doors, and everybody's all fucking hoopy doopy."
I mean, you definitely have to lock your door. I would lock your door. I would lock my door anywhere. I had a friend who never locked his door.
He tried to say that you couldn't, and then he comes down here, and then he shows somebody buying a fucking rifle in a bank, and he's sitting there looking down. You know, and it's creative editing to make everybody look fucking stupid, and then everybody up there in Canada
Sure, and everybody up in Canada likes to be like, yeah, we don't have guns. I mean, that is kind of like the main issue. Is everybody here has a gun, and we don't have. We don't really have like. You can't get a handgun.
Oh, you can't get a handgun up there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I had a friend, he's had hunting rifles.
Is that why you guys fight on the ice?
That's why we fight. That's why we're such goons. That's why we're such goons, is because we can't just shoot someone.
I'd be all for getting rid of guns if you could actually do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
You can't. It's over. It's out there.
You can't.
It's done.
Have you ever shot one?
Yes.
And you liked it?
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fucking fun shooting. You feel like a badass. I love the way they look. I mean, you know what's the thing about guns? I'd own them to look at them. Just because I like the way they look, especially if just to have the dirty, hairy gun. I mean, it's fucked up to say, but it's gorgeous.
No, I do like a
revolver. I like a revolver. I just think it's fucking
something
badass.
Like this.
And I think that you should only get 6 attempts.
To shoot someone?
Yeah, I think
only 6 bullets.
Yeah, I feel like those semi-automatic and fully automatic, those are for pussies. Like, it's just like, those are like, everybody gets a trophy.
Yes.
Like, everybody gets a kill. Like, if you can't squeeze off 6 and hit whatever you're mad at, then, I mean, you lose. It's like a carnival game. Carnival game, you get 3 tries. You're getting twice as many tries with a fucking revolver. You gotta have you ever seen those big those extended fucking magazines? Yeah,
they're psychotic.
Why don't you learn how to shoot better?
It also doesn't look good aesthetically compared to the revolver.
It's like a crooked dick.
Yeah.
Hanging off. You know what's an elephant dick? You ever see the elephants just walking by? You ever see those videos of the big swinging fucking honks?
You know, Bill, I don't tend to look that kind of stuff up.
Well, you look at
it's
animal
very specific.
videos.
I see animal videos.
It's not animal porn. It's not like there's the other animal on her back.
I wasn't saying you were watching that.
Hey, you know, you see things. You see things
on
the internet.
You see things you don't.
You see things that you can't.
Yeah. What? So talk to me about your bubble again.
I saw a donkey kill a fucking hyena the other day on the internet. Blew my mind.
I would love to see that. I didn't even know they were in the same little situation.
They, I guess, they're very protective of the farm animals, and they're very protective of the order. And he grabbed this fucker by the back of the scruff of his neck, like a dad beating the shit out of some punk.
Whoa.
Grabbed him by the scruff and just kept slamming the thing in the ground. And the thing was showing his teeth, but it doesn't have the ability to do the Three Stooges poke the eyeballs. And he fucking killed the thing.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff on the internet.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to. What was I trying to find the other day? It was something, a bear versus something else, because it sort of fascinated me. I saw a grizzly bear killed a black bear. Mm-hmm. They're not supposed to run into each other, and he got super territorial. And
I love bears.
I fucking hate bears.
Why do you hate a bear?
Because
like a California bear that gets into trash is just like a big raccoon.
No, my thing about bears is the way that they kill you. Like if I was going to get killed, if I had to choose between a mountain lion and a bear, mountain lion all day.
Okay.
I'll get
'Cause
mauled
the
a
neck.
little bit, and then it's going right to the neck. It's
And
going
then
to
you're
choke me
done.
out, and I'm done.
But a bear is playing with you a little bit.
Well, it's eating through your back to break your fucking spine, whatever the fuck it's doing. It's just, it starts the meal. It's like, you're like sushi.
You have a lot of intrusive thoughts about being killed by animals.
Yeah. You want to hear my top three?
Yes.
Top three. In no particular order.
I love that you got favorites.
Oh, brilliant. No particular order. Sharks.
I mean, terrible.
Terrible. Bear. Komodo dragon.
Okay, and what's
The through line of all of them is they're eating you while you're still alive.
Yeah.
And then with sharks,
You're drowning
just
as
for
well.
the flair, yes, you throw drowning in there.
Yeah. The sharks terrify me, and that's probably why I don't go in like the ocean.
I don't at all.
Even a lake.
I don't go in the ocean. I don't go in the forest.
Yeah.
I would never go in the forest.
No, not in the forest. You don't like
in the forest.
You don't like a nice hike?
I love a
clear
hike.
your mind.
No, I like a hike on a big fucking hill, and all the way around it, it's surrounded by civilization. So then I know,
Yeah.
you know,
You like a walk.
listen, I can deal with the coyote, but even then, you know, they're always.
I got a little
twos.
sister. She goes into the mountains for like 3 days.
What is
Camps.
She? Okay, and she's Canadian without a gun.
Yeah, Canadian
So
without
what
a
does she
gun.
have?
She
A
might have
rape
like a
whistle and
flare
mace?
or a bear spray or something. Yeah. It's psychotic, and she's 21, and she's tiny. And she loves to do it.
She's a human slider.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I would never. I mean, I like bears, but from a distance.
Listen, I love all of those animals. I'm not into reptiles. There's just like mammals, they have a vibe.
I don't like
You know
a
what I mean?
snake.
They seem alive.
This same sister, she was dating a guy. Thank God they broke up. I could not stand him. But he had a snake as a pet. And that to me is whatever we talk about, like whatever red flag is. I'm like,
you know.
it's literally, it's the representation of
Can't do it.
Satan.
That's
And he has it as a pet. And I'm like, he doesn't.
I thought it represented the weakness of women.
Something about women.
Isn't that how the gay people that started the Catholic Church, the gay people in hiding,
Yes.
how's
The
that-
closeted gays said something that it's about women.
and they had to pick something that sort of was shaped like a dick so they could stay interested to write the story?
They had to stay interested.
These are all facts here, people. These are all facts. Well, I need a spot like Union Hall where I can just fucking do a once a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to do another special next year, and then
What number is that?
I don't know.
I like that you don't know.
I don't know. It's just more like
Well,
I've done what I can with this thing.
yeah.
These ideas are good. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
And
I saw you after I think you taped in that spot in Denver, that big outdoor, what is that? Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Red Rocks, which I went to when I was just at the Comedy Works to visit.
yeah,
and I'm
that
like,
was
that
fun.
place is crazy. I was
It
like,
was such a fun crowd.
I was like, how do you do stand up there?
Well, it helps if you're a draw. Like, I wouldn't want to just go there.
Well, no, I couldn't do it.
No, but I'm saying if 10,000 people don't know you, like, I wouldn't want to open, because I did that.
Yeah.
I did stand up there in front of an animated special. And they were showing cartoons or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was working the Comedy Works. They said, hey, they want some comedians to go up there and perform. I was like, oh, fuck, Red Rocks? Are you kidding me?
That's cool.
I would love to. And I went up there, and it wasn't like they were
Right.
hostile. It's just like they didn't give a fuck. They weren't listening.
Yeah, but I did notice in that special too, you kind of riffed off the top to kind of get yourself in, and then it felt like you were riffing to kind of settle down or like it's just so crazy to walk out and do that.
No, that's just what I do to avoid my act. Because that special was like not. I was just documenting being there, and then it came out good. So I said, all right, let's put this out. But like I was just being like, well, when am I ever going to get to be here again? This would be really cool.
Yeah.
Let me film this. It's like Fenway. It's like I'm not going to put that out as a special, but like I do want to be able to someday watch it and be like, wow, man, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah. Are those venues you had in your mind like before you've done them where you're like,
Hell no.
Yeah. It seems.
Let me tell you
it seems
something, youngster.
It seems delusional.
Yes, when I started out, like the big thing was if you could come. The big club was the Comedy Connection in Faneuil Hall, and I remember seeing like it's just so crazy. Damon Wayans, all right, from when Living Color was at its height. I remember he came down there and sold out 6 shows in nothing flat, and it was like a 400-seater. It was 2,400 seats, and it was just like there just wasn't comics doing that. It was just I can't explain it. It was like bands were huge, but comedians, there was sort of this ceiling, and every once in a while, like I want to say that like with the craziness of the internet now, like if you weren't in living color then, you would have done an arena.
Right.
But back then, the way the whole thing worked out is you went clean in a comedy club, which was still a shitload of money, which was amazing. And there was only a couple guys. It was like that were just doing theaters. It was like Bill Cosby, George Carlin, and I don't know who else. There was only a couple of guys that were actually playing like theaters. But like if you were one of the biggest people out there, you were selling out comedy clubs. So the dream wasn't any bigger than that.
Right.
Like I never thought, because Dice had done
MSG,
but he was like Dice. Like it was just like and Steve Martin had done like Nassau Coliseum.
I have that record that Dice did. Like I think it's The Day the Laughter Died, where he went down to Dangerfields after MSG.
Yeah.
And
was that after him? It wasn't right after.
I mean, the lore to me is that he did MSG and then he went down and he like whatever bombed. You know what I mean? And put that record out, which I don't think he's bombing, but I do like when the people walk out and the guy yells, "You're about as funny as a bag of milk." You can like hear it like crystal clear on the vinyl. It's
that's an amazing fucking album. So the dream was like I'll get to the point where you're selling out comedy clubs, and then show business would come around, and then they would try to build an act around your act to do a sitcom, and I was a young whatever fucking angry guy.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck sitcoms, they're not funny. So
yeah, I'm the same. I can be the same way. I'm like, SNL is for fucking nobodies. I guess the only thing I want is just to like sell out clubs.
No,
and
I
just
wanted to
keep
do
existing.
movies. What I wanted to do was be a comic that could sell out the Comedy Connection. And then I wanted to be in like badass fucking movies, like fucking Rambo movies and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like, and then,
like a drama,
or like State of Grace and stuff like that. Yeah, like I really, movies were like a huge thing.
Yeah,
when I was growing up.
Of course, I feel like they're slowly coming back.
I hope so, because that's what I'm doing right now.
yeah, you're doing movies now.
Well, I mean, I finally made one here at ATC, and then, it did really well, so it looks like we're going to get an opportunity to make another one. So I just look at it like, if it's going away, I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you got to do it.
Because I'm still going to do it, because I like doing it, and I really like movies. And then I look at, like, Quentin Tarantino, who's, like, buying movie theaters out here. And he's just going to show movies and stuff. Like like he's saying this is his last movie, and I'm like, if this is really his last movie, and he just made 10 epic movies, and then he retires and he runs a couple of movie theaters. I mean, I don't know the guy at all, but I would have to say, if you told like little Quentin Tarantino, whatever, how many years ago, that was going to be his life, he'd be like, that is fucking perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I have friends that we talk about, like, what are we gonna do? Because you kind of don't want to do stand up forever. No, it's mostly ends bad if you do that. Like there's some people where it's like, oh, cool, yeah, you can keep going and you can be current, and like there's like great examples like a Pepitone or something, but like for the most part, it's on a smaller scale. It's like, oof, kind of embarrassing to keep going.
No, if you being out there because you have to be.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but like
that's a good point. But then I've also been like, so what are you going to do after? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I would like a candy shop.
That's funny. Me and Virzi talk about having a cigar bar, like a cigar bar.
Yeah. I guess that's the adult version of that.
What is? You ever go to Ray's candy shop?
I've been there, yeah. You get an egg cream?
I did
from the old man. Yeah.
First time ever. It was fucking delicious.
He was working too?
No, he wasn't. It was his protege.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. I like
that's happening. There's this butcher shop, Albanese Meats, and it's like the only kind of Italian butcher left. And now the granddaughter is running it.
Oh, thank God. No, see, that's a big thing. I go to that
I'm like, what am I leaving behind? If I ever have a child, are they gonna have to do stand up? I'm like, no.
I know. I thought about that the other day.
And what was your conclusion?
As far as like what I'm leaving behind?
Yeah.
I would just have it more be in the realm of like, he didn't, he hurt some people, but not too many.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, he was, he had his moments where he was kind of a decent guy. I don't really think about that type of shit. I was weird. I got depressed about how old I was a couple nights ago. But then I also don't have like a fear of like I'm going to die and be judged and this person's going to be mad at me. It's just so clearly invented by human beings that's what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I also don't think you're old. I think you would say prime. And I'm not just being complimentary, but I mean, that's just more of a hopeful thing for me. I'm almost 30, so I'm like, what is this going to end up like being?
40 to 55 was the fastest 15 years of my life. And the next 15, I'm 70. So yeah, I mean, it does go by fast. But I always just turn around and I just always think like, well, there's nothing I can do about it. But I always try to get out of that mindset because, what I've found with older people, what we do is when we turn 30, we're wishing we were in our 20s, in our 30s. And then you get in your 40s and you're wishing you're in your 30s. When you're in your 40s and then your 50s, you wish you were in your 40s or 30s or whatever. And you don't enjoy like this because you're sort of buying into, kind of like what you see on TV or on your phone or whatever, that like it's all about being young.
Yeah. Well, I also that's why people are obsessed with like nostalgia, which I always find like so gross. Like for like a broad example of like a Disney people, but they're like 40.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, those adults, people of Virzi and Bobby Kelly were talking about that. The adults that have like a season ticket
to
Disneyland, and they buy like the ears.
Well, it's only because Vegas like sucks now, I think.
Oh, you're blaming Vegas? I didn't see that coming up.
Yeah, I'm blaming Vegas. I
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Vegas.
Vegas isn't like cool anymore, So now people want to go on a fucking ride, a little coaster, But if Vegas was still cool, if it was still casino,
it's like if it's not going to be cool, it's really not going to be cool.
It's so not cool. I mean, Vegas makes me sick. That's why I was thinking, people were always like talking about the job crisis in America, but I'm like, I've been to Vegas and I'm like, people go there with their families and I'm like, how the fuck do they afford this? What job crisis? What job crisis? Because these people have money.
Yeah, so either they're lying to you or everybody's just maxing out a credit card.
Yes. I actually did meet someone and their dad used to take them to Vegas as a kid, but he would try to make or break the money for the vacation there, which is just a whole other traumatic situation.
Oh boy, it's a sucker born every moment. You know what's funny? How much shit has changed. Like I feel like when you stop being able to buy like as a souvenir an ashtray of the casino you stayed at. Okay,
I've never even heard of this. For me, the souvenir is when that stopped, that I used to feel like I would get all the time because go on like road trips as a kid, is the penny. Remember you put the penny in the thing?
Yeah.
You twist it, but it would cost you $1 to press it.
Yeah.
That's done.
And then people were like, that's actually a felony because you desecrated money.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this machine does that and there's no cops here, so
yeah.
Well, Dude, I feel like you and I could drive across the country and we would never run out of shit to talk about. Like, what else is fucked up? And then you would make some weird, like, I never would have connected Vegas with Disney. I was saying that has to do with like.
But they're similar like things,
No.
Entities, they are.
They aren't.
Yes, they suck people in and they ruin them.
All right, well then so's religion.
Sure, I agree. On a larger scale, religion.
You're painting with a broad brush here.
Yeah, but that's all brushes are broad.
No, they're not. They got those little ones with whores and drugs.
I'm a paint by numbers guy, Bill.
Gambling, and then you got over here like I would know. Like those people that have the season tickets. You wonder, did they have such a great childhood, or was it such a bad? Is it they doing the Michael Jackson thing where they had no childhood? So now they want to ride around on choo-choo trains.
Yes. Well, you know what? With Michael, I think it was like about a whole other thing.
I mean,
but I
How the fuck
Who
did
knows?
he get acquitted? That's my thing, though. Like, it's just like, but he got acquitted. It doesn't make any. I guess if you're rich, you just get off. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. All I know is one time I flew over Neverland.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You flew over it.
Yeah.
Just to see what was up.
They said it. Neverland Ranch is out there.
What year?
Listen, it was. I was with flying with somebody else, and the guy goes, "Yeah, you're up in Santa Ynez." And he goes, "Look at that mountain. You see that triangle?" He goes, "It's to the left of that."
Is that still up there?
Yeah.
That ranch is still there?
Yeah, some of the rides were taken down.
Some of the rides were...
I can tell you this.
Was it a mechanical failure?
From the air, it doesn't look good. Because we flew over, we're like, oh my God, there it is. And you're thinking like Michael Jackson. And then you look at it and you think about what he got accused of. You're like, oh God, let's fucking...
Yeah. There's some rust on those rides.
Yeah, I'm not going to go down that road. That's just
No. That's, it's not fun.
It's a dark thing. Well, I really appreciate you coming on my podcast. I think you're an amazing talent.
Thank you, Bill.
You're January 6th. We're going to take that day back, man. I hate to say that. At Union, we're going to normalize.
We're going to normalize January 6th.
I hate all of that speak. I'm an empath. January 6th at Union Hall in Brooklyn. Go check this guy out while you can still see him in a small place like that. I think you're an amazing, amazing comedian and a fascinating person to talk to. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for
coming on Thursday afternoon, just before
Thanks,
Friday,
everybody.
Monday morning podcast. Have a great weekend, you cunts, and I'll see you on Monday.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, December 7th, 2015. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but your hoo-ha's so delightful. So if you don't fucking mind, spread your legs, sorry. Hey, it's December, everybody. A December to remember. Happy holidays. Oh, it's the holiday season. So Merry Christmas. I don't give a fuck if you find that offensive, because then you're kind of shitting on my religion. Is Merry Christmas still offensive to people? I can't wait for somebody to wish me a happy Hanukkah and I'm going to blow a gasket. How dare you? How dare you? Say something nice from your religion. How fucking dare you? I kind of fucked up this year with my Christmas shopping where, who's kidding who? When you're married, it's all about getting your fucking wife something that's going to keep her fucking yap shut for maybe 2-3 days. Who's kidding who? You know what I mean? Are they ever really happy with you? I'm asking. You know something? Let's try to spin this in a positive way. If you have a wife, okay? If you're a gay dude and you feel like you're more the dude, right? And your husband is always pitching a fit of just you know what I mean? And you're just sitting there going, what the fuck is with this dude? Why can't he just fucking, can you get a run together of 4 days of just being generally happy with me? Okay? If anybody is in that situation and you have figured out a way to somehow get that person to the fifth day, could you please email me and tell me what your strategy is? I don't give a shit, male, female. It's not like there's some bitchy guys out there. I'm sure women deal with that. Some moody motherfucker. I should talk. I'm pretty fucking moody. But generally speaking, I like to think I'm in a good mood. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So anyway, I go out, and I got my wife the gift and, the gift. Everything else is just to fill up the space underneath the tree. You get her some fucking sweatpants, No. I just, I figured you could wear them hanging around the house. I'm not saying you got to go to the gym. You get her some mittens, some beef jerky, you stick it in the stocking. You're just trying to flesh it out at that point. You've already dropped a ton of cash, right? And God knows, what's she going to get for you, huh? One of those pumps to fucking pump up that Sports Illustrated football you got like fucking 15 years ago when your team won a championship? Well, what the fuck? I can't even, I'm trying to think the last time I heard a guy friend of mine get excited about whatever the fuck he got for Christmas. You know what I mean? What do the broads do, okay? They're expecting something big from their husband, and then they go out and they blow the cash on all the kids. They don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? You're like that fucking third shift night, security guard of the house. That's basically what it is, I mean, if she could build a little fucking outhouse, right next to the front door, and you could just sit in there all night with a clipboard checking people in and out, and say walk in and out of the house, wearing a little uniform. Afternoon, Mrs. Me. How are you? I'm really being overdramatic right now. My situation isn't that bad. But you know what? But you exaggerate for comedic effect. So, anyway, I got the big gift out of the way. I got the big one, the one that, won't make her sulk until Valentine's Day. Generally speaking. All right? I don't give a fuck how cool your wife is, okay? It's just they slide into sulking, just the way like those mid-'80s Jaguars always had fucking electrical problems. It's the same fucking thing. They can't help it. It's a design flaw. Geez, I'm going hard this week. What am I trying to say here? So I went and I got the big thing, and I kind of I don't know, I just felt like because I got the big one out of the way so early, I had all of this fucking time. Now all of a sudden, it's December 7th. There's only fucking, 17 more shopping days before it's, unless you got to shop Christmas morning, then I guess you got 18. But at that point, what are you doing? Picking lemons off your fucking neighbor's tree? So I got to get some shit done, but I have to hype my cartoon that's coming out. F is for Family. This is the big push. In fact, this morning it starts. I'm going to go do some radio here, and I'm going to New York City next week, and then I come back out here to L.A. and I do a whirlwind tour of, doing some press. So I'll definitely be going into Opie and Jimmy before everybody asks. They always ask, you gonna go? Why wouldn't I? When have I not? Bill, maybe they're asking because they want to hear you on the show. All right, fair enough. So today I'm doing the podcast. Then I'm doing the press. And then I have to do a little bit of Christmas shopping. I got to fucking knock it out over the next 3 days. I got to get I got to flesh out the cast here, right? It's like I got a shitty fucking sitcom script, And I already signed on the movie star that isn't selling tickets in the movie theater anymore. So I got my fucking lightning rod of fame. And now I just got to flesh it out with shit that's going to prop it up, that's going to complement it. You know what I mean? So that's what my goal is. And, I'll tell you, another year without kids, it's starting to fuck with me, but I got to be honest with you. After watching that whole fucking, not even watching, I got in the car and my wife listens to N-fucking-P. Morning becomes eclectic. That was the Electric Eel Band doing their version of AC/DC's Back in Black on a viola. If you'd like to download that, that's available at gofuckyourself.com. So she had on NPR, and I got in the car, and I was driving down the street, and I guess there was some big global warming summit. And at this point, not even the corporate cunts can deny that we're having an effect. And now that they finally came around and said, yeah, we are affecting it, they then quickly said, but at this point, it's too late. So basically, we might as well continue on what we're doing. And it's just like, what? I mean, that's the same thing. Like, I remember when Pete Rose finally admitted that he was gambling on baseball. After 20 fucking years. No, I never gambled on baseball. I never gambled on baseball. 5 years later, I never gambled on baseball. 10 years, never gambled. I never gambled on baseball. And then I know where he just goes, yeah, I gambled on baseball. Okay, there. Now let me in the hall. It's like, wait a minute. Wait a second. He was already rounded second, thinking he was going to the hall. Helmet flew off, right? Going to slide in head first to third. Same fucking thing. So so it's just going to get worse. And they just sort of nonchalantly talked about the hellacious world in the future that our children and our children's children are going to have to live in. And it just kind of made me feel like, maybe it should end with me. So that's uplifting. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. We don't like that song. We feel that there's sexual undertones. Jingle all the way, as in going all the way. The snow is white. Technically speaking, so is your jizz. If you were to draw it, it's more of a Hoosier cream pie sort of color. Oh, my God. What am I doing? I'm talking about not having children. I'm comparing snow to jizz. This is just, what is this? You know what this is? It's fucking entertaining. To listen to somebody slowly going off the rails during the holidays, I got to tell you, it's got to be a fun thing. I did a podcast, I'd Hit That podcast, which is actually a drummer podcast. And if you saw some of the guests that they've had on there, professional fucking drummers, of the highest order, you'd be like, well, what the fuck did they have this clown coming on there for? I'd say, that's one of the great things about it being a comedian. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, they just bring you on some shit that you have no business being on. Stick you on a food channel or some shit like that. But it's called I'd Hit That podcast. I want to thank Dave for having me on there. We talked about everything, man. A little bit about drums, but I just got done doing a flight, flying the helicopter, obviously, and I've been soloing everybody. I find the thing about once you get your license, you know what I mean, and then you can legally solo, there is that pit in your stomach of like, dude, you're really going to let me go up there by myself? There's this whole weird thing when you're learning to get your pilot's license is like you get to a certain point where you start getting a little cocky and you're thinking like, when is this guy going to solo me? Dude, I'm fucking ready. When the fuck is this going to happen? I can do this. Look at him. His feet, everything is off the controls. I'm flying this fucking thing. I'm bringing it in right on the numbers. I'm doing this shit. When the fuck is this guy going to solo me? And then one day they go, all right, you're ready. And then you're like, really? You really think so? Your balls shrink right up into your fucking gut. So, I got my license in the end of May, and I had not done a solo flight since I was still a student, just being, combination of busy with travel on the road and editing the F is for family. And then also I didn't want to solo until I took the advanced auto rotation class, which is what I did in August and September. Then I had my big run coming up to the New York City gig. So now I finally had the time, and I did 3 flights last week. I did one with an instructor, and then the flight I did with the instructor, I did it twice solo. And I gotta tell you, it was fucking awesome. I flew up the 710, and actually this time I had at Dodger Stadium and did I fly on the right-hand side, right? So I just did a right orbit over Dodger Stadium and then flew over to the Rose Bowl, did a right orbit, saw him working on the field, crossed El Monte at midfield, and then went back to Long Beach. And I did fuck up one time with the radio calls, because that's the big thing. It's the radio calls. I thought I was talking to the Long Beach Tower, but I was actually still talking to the LA Basin, which is just basically this big giant area where everybody's flying around. I swear to God, dude, you get better at listening, but you can't even hear what some people are saying. Like those fucking people have been flying forever. You get 1.5. You're like, what the fuck did you just say? These fucking people who fly around mumbling into the goddamn fucking radio, it's just like, I don't, for the life of, I enunciate, I fucking enunciate, basin traffic, this is helicopter, 1 Sierra Hotel, flying northbound, I fucking enunciate everything, I go slow. These fucking guys, basin traffic. You know what I listen to at that point? I just listen for the number. I go 1.5. I'm like, all right, I'm at 1,000 feet. He's at 1,500. Even if that fucking asshole's flying right at me, he's going to be 500 feet above me. But if I just hear 1,000, all right, you're at the same level as me. I have no fucking idea where you're at. So then I either go up or down 300 feet. So anyways, doing something like that, really just as far as flying, just sent my confidence through the roof, and like it's just like starting a thing up and shutting it down too. The whole fucking thing, just doing the whole thing. And you would think that would make my confidence just in general go through the roof. You know, flying a helicopter solo, you know, over the city of L.A. with all that fucking traffic that's up there. I was able to do that twice last week for about collectively 2 hours by myself. Yet, I'm going to make lasagna today, and I'm nervous to make the noodles from scratch. Does that make any fucking sense? You know, I can't possibly die doing that. It just doesn't make any fucking sense, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is F is for Family is coming December 18th. The same day is like the 15th installment of Star Wars. Okay? So you got a choice to make. All right? And I'm obviously going to lobby for the F is for Family side. Okay? Now picture this. All right? You can either stand in fucking like a 4-mile line next to some jerk off dressed like Boba Fett or fucking Chewbacca, and people acting out lightsaber fights and all of that fucking thing, shivering as homeless people come up to you, hitting you up for money, and then fucking, you know, E-Entertainment's down there. Hi, I'm Billy Bush down here with a bunch of jerk-offs who don't realize in 3 days they could walk in like a fucking gentleman and just sit down and watch this movie. It's not going anywhere. You could get involved in that shit show, or you could just sit in the comfort of your own home. You know, maybe pour yourself a glass of eggnog with some fucking bourbon in it, you know? And just sit down and binge watch all 6 episodes of this cartoon. Get the fire going, you know what I mean? Turn on the heat, whatever the fuck you want to do. Eat a pot cookie in the privacy. You're ready to sit there in your underwear. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Or you can go down to the goddamn movie theater and stand in a fucking... Or maybe you have to go down there the night before. You know? Whatever the fuck they're going to do. I mean, I don't understand why they're still making those things other than money. Darth Vader's dead, right? He took off the helmet. He died. The good side won. It's fucking over. You keep going. But what happened before the before? What about after the after? You know, listen, the original Han Solo is like 70 years old, okay? The original Luke Skywalker, he's well into his 60s. You know, it's over, okay? Star Wars people, when are you just going to admit that it's fucking over? It's like my generation. Can you really sit down and watch Sesame Street once Jim Henson was gone? And hearing that weird voice coming out of Kermit the Frog, it's a fucking rap. It's a fucking rap. You know what I mean? You know what I like Sesame Street? I like when they're skating around on the fucking ice. Just how weird that looks. How fucking tall they all are. Who knew Bert was like 6'8"? I had no fucking idea, right? Just out there skating around. But what I love is he's not fucking saying anything. As far as I know, I've never been to it. I've just seen the commercials. They just sort of skate around. I don't understand how they don't think that's going to scare the shit out of children. Hey, I have a great idea. Let's have fucking 8-foot puppets skating around with the exact same look on their face and their eyes don't blink for fucking an hour and a half, playing weird circus music. You want to take your kid to that? Well, no, I don't think so. I would like my kid to become a productive member of society. Jesus Christ, Bill. All right, let's read some advertising here for the week, and then I'm going to tell you the story about Jesus, this fucking lady who fucking, I don't want to get into it because I got to put on a happy face for the advertising. What do we got this week? We got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I got 5. So I'll do 3 and 2. All right. Dollar Shave Club, everybody. All right. Oh, Jesus! Before I get into the story about the fucking lady, let's talk some NFL football. Hey, so the Patriots lose another one. And I just have one thing to say about that. Woo! I'm actually psyched. I'm psyched that they lost another one. And you know why? You know why I am? Because right now I know all of sports talk radio is completely ignoring the fact that for the past 2 weeks, Tom Brady has been driving a rental car. All right? The fucking Maserati's in the shop. The Lambo's getting some rims put on it, right? Everybody thinks they're out there beating the Patriots. Who the fuck is he throwing to? If one more fucking Patriot receiver twisted their ankle, I was going to be out there. You know? Tom looking at me with his steely eyes in the huddle. I have that look of doubt like, please don't throw it to me. Please don't throw it to me. I have too much shit to do. I want to listen to sports talk radio today because, all this shit that they're going to be talking about. First of all, you know what that gut-wrenching Bears loss, oh my God, is another balding white male. I really felt for that kicker. But I also like the fact that he had the balls to just walk around without a helmet on, being like, yeah, this is what I look like. And God knows, as a fucking kicker, I make enough money to get a hair transplant. But you know what? I'm playing the hand I was dealt. To me, that said confidence. To me, said that thing was going right through the fucking uprights. And what did he do? He fucking hooks the thing. And it goes into overtime. So every fucking guy on sports talk radio today is stating the obvious. I'll tell you right now, you cannot give teams a second chance in the National Football League. You start doing that shit. You got to hit that. You got to hit that. The playoffs are coming up. If I'm the coach of the Bears, I could not confidently say that if I get in with field goal range, that I'm not going to go for it on fourth down after that display. I'll tell you right now, if I was a head coach of the Bears, I would be really concerned about the kicking game, because if your kicking game is not firing on all cylinders, if you're not on the same page, if you can't dig down deep and strap it on, you're not going to win in the National Football League. So with the Patriots right now, they're already... It's hard to worry in New England. They've lost 2 in a row. It's fucking great. I hope they talk all kinds of shit about the team. I am psyched. I am psyched that we have 2 losses right now. It's fucking perfect. As we're slowly getting more healthy, Edelman's going to come back. Gronk's going to come back. Amendola will go back to being the third fucking choice, right? You know what I mean? We'll get our running backs back. Hopefully we'll get a couple of offensive fucking linemen back. And we'll go into the playoffs healthy. Maybe even as an underdog. At least not with the all I do. An undefeated record is a fucking albatross around your goddamn neck. Everybody gets all amped up. Everybody wants to fucking knock you off. Look at that fucking game with the Saints yesterday that the Panthers played. There's no fucking way the game is that fucking exciting if the Panthers come in with 1 fucking loss. I'm telling you, it gets people extra amped up. I taped that game. I saw the highlights. I'm going to watch it today. I can't even tell you how much I'm rooting for the Panthers to go undefeated, unless they play the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But I don't think we match up well against them. But we do obviously have the experience. But I want to see a team go undefeated. Well, there's a couple that I don't. But anybody else other than like 2 fucking teams, I don't want to see them. Well, is it 2? I wouldn't give a shit if the Giants did. I give a shit if the Jets did. I wouldn't give a maybe. I don't think I would. Seattle would bug me. Seattle just bugs me. Could one more fucking talking chimp on TV be like, I'll tell you right now, Seattle's a team that no one wants to run into in the playoffs? One guy said that, and then 50 people have said that. I'm literally sitting on it. I'll tell you right now, Seattle Seahawks is the one team. It's like, I got it. We get it. They were in the fucking Super Bowl the last 2 fucking years. We get it. Yeah, they know what they're doing. Who doesn't know that? Who wouldn't rather play a team with a shittier fucking coach with less experience? Really? Is that a team that could possibly be dangerous? Thank you for that analysis. I'll tell you right now, they were like 1 play away from winning 2 times in a row. And I'll tell you right now, do not be fooled by the Seattle Seahawks record, okay? They got off to a slow start. They've had some injuries. They lost a lot of talent. But I'm telling you, the team is starting to come together. They are starting to gel. And I'm telling you, there is an excitement building in Seattle that I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't want to run to. Here's the big thing about Seattle. If they play on the fucking road, I mean, it's a complete... I'll tell you, a healthy Marshawn Lynch comes back. A healthy and rested Marshawn Lynch. We got it. We get it. Who doesn't know that they're a good team? My thing is, if they're on the fucking road, there's no way they make it to the Super Bowl. If they have to go on the fucking road, they're not going to make it. You know what I mean? The only way Seattle is truly like Seattle is if they're playing in their own fucking stadium and they have all that extra help from that stadium that makes their fans sound louder than they really are. And I know I'm being a cunt, but hey, I'm a Patriots fan. If you guys are going to question our entire legacy because we stole some signs and let a cunt's hair with of air pressure out of a fucking ball, I mean, you know, you play every fucking game, every home game with that stadium. I'm not going to break your balls back. Fucking unbelievable. They were stealing signs. Yeah, that's what you do. Anyways. I'm telling you, watch the Baylor Bears. You watch when you see 4 people sending in signals simultaneously, you realize everybody's fucking, no, it's just the Patriots. Okay. Santa Claus exists. He's up there right now with those little fucking elves making a toy for you, a little fucking birdhouse, right? For you to stick your fucking head in right to that little hole. Anyways, but I'm loving the Panthers, man. Watching them go undefeated. And it's also, how great is it to watch Cam Newton come into his own? And he's like, you know, when Brady and Peyton Manning are gone, and the next wave is what? Andrew Luck, Steve Mariucci, whatever the fuck his name is up there in Seattle. I never know the names anymore. I used to know the names. I used to collect football cards. The guy was in 2 Super Bowls in a row. What is his name? Ray Mangini? The fuck is his fucking name? All I know is all I see is one story or another about what a fucking Boy Scout he is. I actually think he's still in. I think he's in the Webelos at this point, and he's a football player. And he actually got into scouting after he started playing football. That's how good a person he is. Heard he called timeout last week to help an old lady get back up to her chair in the fucking upper deck. That's the kind of person. That's what this kid is made up of. And I'll tell you right now, that is contagious in the locker room. The fuck is his name? I can't even fucking remember. You know, you got that kid, Jameson, down in Tampa. You got the other fucking dude there on Titans. But Cam Newton's the dude, man. You know? That guy is the fucking... Bill, we know this. What are you going to tell us right now? Seattle's not the fuck... There's a team that no one wants to run into in the fucking playoffs. That's another thing that they always say. I'll tell you right now, this is a 2-7 team that nobody wants to play. Like, what's funny is they always say that. Nobody ever says, I don't want to play them. Can you imagine if a coach said that after... Oh, what do you got next week? Oh, we got the fucking... we got the 2-7 Jaguars. I'll tell you right now, I don't want to play them. Coach, why don't you want to play them? Because they're the 2-7 team that I don't want to play. Why wouldn't you want to play? The amount of money they make per game, I would fucking play anybody. I'd take an ass kicking. Go ahead, beat the shit out of me. I don't care. Do you realize the Gucci ice bags that I can fucking buy for my body afterwards? I'll fucking play in a second. My Boston Bruins, my beloved Boston Bruins are working their way through a West Coast trip right now. I had to come from behind twice against Edmonton and then Calgary to get 1 point. But, you know, they're playing all right. I'm liking watching them. And I got to tell you, I keep threatening to do it, but I have to do it. Because of a certain team. I'm not going to try and jinx them here, but I'm going to get I got to get the NBA package. Even if they don't break the record of the undefeated streak, which I really would love for them to do. You know, come on, man. Steph Curry, I got to start watching this guy every night. Like back in the day, you know what sucks is they didn't have the NHL package. So as much as I got to watch Wayne Gretzky, I didn't get to watch the guy. You know what I mean? There was no national fucking game of the week. I had to wait till like Edmonton played the Bruins. You know, and I'd have to watch the fucking highlights. And he'd have to score like 5 fucking goals for Bob Lobel to actually even talk about it. because all they would show is basically Bruins highlights. And unless there was a bench clearing brawl, you wouldn't see it. But the fact that you could watch somebody of Steph Curry's greatness night in and night out, like the fact as a sports fan that I'm not fucking doing that because I don't want to drop $100 is it's inexcusable. As Paul Virzi would say, from the Virzi effect, it's unacceptable. It's fucking unacceptable. So, anyways, let's tell the story about the lady. So, anyways, as you guys know, I've been driving a Prius for a long fucking time. I got it in 2007. All right? And the great thing about driving an 8-year-old paid-off Prius is that it's an 8-year-old paid-off Prius. It's taken all the hits. It's taken all the lumps. It looks like a fucking prize fighter 10 years after it fucking retired, And you just see the scar tissue around the eyes. You see the nose has been broken. You can fucking park that thing anyways. So anyways, for years I've had that, and I've had the old 68 F100. You know what I mean? So the go-to thing was my Prius. But if my wife needed the car and I had to drive too, it became a situation because I don't want someone to steal my truck. It's a classic car. Some asshole out here might take it. So there's always like questions of where I could take it at night. And a lot of times I would end up just taking a cab. So finally, we've decided, I actually went out and I got my wife, I got her a car. All right. Nothing too fancy, but nonetheless, it's fucking new and she loves it. Right? So now I drive the old car. Smart fucking move. She drives the new one. She's happy. She's all cushy. You know what I mean? You keep them cushy. You keep them happy. Right? And then when they come at you breaking your fucking balls, you just fucking tear open the curtains and point at the car with your eyebrows up. Huh? Really? What is the problem? And then they get mad. You don't do that just to bring it. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. So anyways, you know me, okay? I don't go too big when I'm fucking doing that shit. So I got her a nice, comfortable, sensible fucking car, with a couple of gadgets on it or whatever, right? So anyway, we decided we're going to take it out last night. We're going to somebody's birthday fucking party. And for whatever reason, my wife goes, hey, can we stop off at the supermarket and get flowers? And I go, for what? She goes, well, I feel weird, showing up at a birthday party without like bringing anything. I just feel like weird. I go, so why would you're going to get her flowers? Like, what was she's sick in the hospital? Did somebody die? What are you getting flowers for? She goes, we just shut up and let's just go to the supermarket. So I go, fine. I go, you're driving, right? So she drives. We could take her car. I said, hey, should we take the fucking beat up Prius? She goes, no, I want to drive the new car. I said, all right, fine, we'll do that, right? So we drive down the fucking street, and we pull into the grocery store, and I'm immediately thinking, don't park next to anybody. Please don't park next to anybody. And lo and behold, she doesn't. She goes, okay. She goes, I take it you're not going in? I go, no, I'm not going in. I'm not going to stand in line watching you hold flowers and then pay for them. I'll never get that 6 minutes back in my life. I'm going to sit here and look at the scores on my phone. So she says, fine. So she goes into the grocery store, and all of a sudden this dude fucking pulls up in his piece of shit, beat up fucking car that looks like a dinner roll, just a classic 4-door sedan. And his fucking wife is in the passenger seat. Now, we're faced opposite ways. You know what I mean? We pulled in, did that thing where there's 2 parking spots, and you pull past the first one and into the next one. So now it looks like you backed in, but you drove into it. They came in from the other side and parked right next to me. Like me and the lady were going to start shooting the shit. And she just opens the door until she hits the car. Looks at me and closes the door and doesn't say anything. Okay? And I'm like, what the fuck? So I want to open the door and say something, but the fucking dude's there, and I'm so fucking mad. There's no way for me to communicate to the woman in any sort of tone where he's not going to then have to fucking go, oh, yo, what's your fucking problem? And I just sat there, and I just decided to just not say anything because I've done it before, and it gets you nowhere. All they do is they go, fuck you, and give you the finger, and you get into a big fuck you, screaming and yelling thing. They still open the fucking door into your car. Like, what do I do? So they fucking walk in there, and it literally just like ruined my fucking evening. And I just was thinking, like, can you have anything nice? Can you fucking have anything nice? The fucking animals. There's people out there that literally, when they get out of their car, like that's completely acceptable to them. Because it's all about them getting their fat ass out of the fucking car, that they know that they've opened the door far enough when they hit your fucking car. I had some woman do that to me like 2-3 years ago when my Prius was actually still kind of new. I was actually doing a phoner, or I had a conference call and I was sitting in my car. She pulls up next to me, just opens the door into my car. Like, boom, then closes the door, walks into the bank. And I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm on a conference call, right? Talking. She comes walking back from being in the bank, opens the door, boom, into my car again. So I tell everybody on the phone, I go, hang on, I should have hit mute. So I put the window down. I go, hey, you just opened your door into my car on the way in and on the way out. She just goes, well, did it leave a mark? And I go, I don't know. Why don't you look? Wake. And I said something, and I told her to wake up. You know what she did? She goes, she stares at me for half a second and then gives me the finger and says, fuck you. Like I'm the asshole. And all I did for the rest of that conference call, other than to apologize for people for, having them listen to that, and then me, of course, looking like a lunatic you don't want to get into business with, all I could fantasize about doing was fucking following her home and just absolutely destroying her car. And I would lie to you, and at some point I didn't think about taking a fucking extension cord, wrapping it around her neck until right before she passed out, and then let her up. That's how fucking annoyed I was. You know what I mean? Which is why yesterday I'm a couple years older, and I was just like, Bill, don't say anything. Because at the end of the day, if they did any damage, they're not going to pay for it. It's not going to stop. She's not going to change. And all you're going to do is possibly get into a situation where the other guy calls you out and says, come on out here so I can beat the shit out of you. And you're not going to get out of the car. You're not going to fight this guy. You're 47 years old. You're going to go out there. You're either going to lose or you're going to win and get sued, and you're going to lose. So you just have to sit here and fucking take it. And I sat in that fucking car, just looking at their car, thinking of, like, I just wanted to fucking, like, if the car was more of a piece of shit, I would just open the car and door into their fucking door. But it's a new car, so I can't do that. Then I'm like, what am I going to do? Am I going to kick the door? Am I going to do it when they're not here? That's a pussy move. There was no way to win. So now I'm in a fucking mood. So then we drive over to go to the birthday party. It's the wrong fucking address. Now I'm in more of a fucking mood. My wife is feeling the fucking tension. So I'm fucking trying to drive over to where we're supposed to be. And all of a sudden I can't make a left. I'm in a pissed off mood. Fuck you. I'm taking a left. As I go through the intersection and make a left, I look over to a right. What's sitting there? A fucking police car with fucking cops sitting right in it. I'm like, fuck. I drive, and of course he stomps on the gas. Way overreacts. The fucking drive right by. I was literally fucking 10 feet away from the guy. Turns on the fucking lights. So I pull over. And he goes, do you know why I pulled you over? No, he walks up. He goes, do you know you made a left back there at the light. You know you can't do that? I was like, yeah, I did. I did know that. I saw the sign and I did it anyways. I was mad because this woman opened her door into my new car. And he goes, all right, let me see your registration. And, we're giving him the fucking shit and everything. So he goes back. I got a big thing. I don't lie to cops when it comes to shit like that. Do you know why I pulled you over? Well, no, why? Because I know why. I know why. You know why. And I know that you know that I know why. Oh, I know you know, Norton. So I just say, yeah, I know why. Because I did that. And I knew I wasn't supposed to do it. I did it anyway because I was in a bad mood. And he ended up coming up to the car, and he was just like going, all right, you know what? I'm not going to write you up, but don't do that again. And I said, you're going to let me go? And he goes, well, do you want me to give you a citation? I'm like, no. He goes, well, then don't do it again. I said, all right, thank you. I put it in the glove box, and then I drove away, and I looked at my wife, and I did a fist pump, and I went, white. I didn't do that, but it did cross my mind that she was probably thinking, like, because I want to be like, I wanted to brag, like, see that? You just be honest. And I know she's sitting there giving me those Black Lives Matter eyes. So I couldn't brag in that moment of what a fucking great move I just made, you know? Does that make any sense? All right, let me get to the questions for the week. I didn't do this right. I do this every fucking week with my stupid combination. I can't talk and do my combination at the same fucking time. I just need you guys to be quiet. There it is. There it is. Okay, here we go. All right. Before I get into that, the questions for the week, let me do the last two reads for this week. All right. That'll be enough of that. Okay, now what we got here? All right. Oh, before I get into the questions for this week, here's an opportunity to do something nice for some people during the holiday season. All right, Children's Hospital information. Comedian Steve Simone, he's a comic and podcast host on the All Things Comedy Network, has been visiting the Children's Hospital and spending a lot of his free time there. He's had the chance to meet some great kids in some really rough spots, and Steve's goal is to keep them in good spirits and make sure they have as much fun as any kid should have during this time. There are a few kids in particular he's become particularly close with as they need some serious help. So here we go. There's a kid, William, who's battling cancer. His mother is recovering from cancer. His father was recently in a car accident and is on disability. This is not a good times episode. I swear to God, this is actually happening to somebody. No lie. Soon they're going to be homeless. All right. So the money raised will go directly towards paying their rent and making sure they have a home at least through the holidays. The kid with cancer is only 4 years old. He suffers from a rare disease called ALD. Last week, oh God, this is brutal. Last week he received a second bone marrow transplant. This Christmas, when he wakes up in the hospital, we want to have him surrounded by toys. And I have no doubt that Santa is real and actually have a home to go back to. So now that I got all the sadness out of the way, I'm going to share a link on Facebook and Twitter. Donate $1, whatever you can do. We've already raised $1,000. Our goal is only $3,000. The new goal is somewhere north of $10,000 if we can, so they can actually stay there for the entire year. All the money will go directly to the quality of life items for the kids. No middleman. We'll give updates, and whatever you guys donate, I'm going to try to match unless you fucking send some ridiculous amount of fucking money that, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm not going to go bankrupt here. All right. But I'm going to throw in a sizable amount of money too. Wait, do we have the fucking link? Oh, we're going to share the link on Facebook and on Twitter. All right, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. I usually don't do stuff like that, but it is a great thing to do. And unlike a lot of charities, this is actually going to go directly to the people that need the help, which is what I've always said here on this podcast, as opposed to going into the pink twat infrastructure and getting reduced and then spitting out, a couple of coins on the other side. This is actually going to go directly to this wonderful family. All right, here we go. Questions for the week. Hockey and football. Bill, who's your underdog pick for the Stanley Cup this year? Oh, the Boston Bruins. We're going to gel right after the All-Star break. The underdog. Well, you can't say the Kings of the Blackhawks. Guys, I'm so fucking busy. I can't give you an intelligent one. Underdog would be maybe the Canadians. They definitely have the goaltender, but I don't believe in the East, the Eastern Conference. I guess in underdog, I would say it would be the Dallas Stars if they had enough in the tank to get past. Well, you figure, hope with any luck, the Blackhawks and Kings would face each other and they'd knock one or the other out. But I don't think that's going to happen. They'll probably be, top two seeds, so you'll probably have to go through both of them. Maybe Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars in the West, and then I would say the fucking Canadians in the East. How about that? There's two safe picks. All right. Some people think Casey. Oh, how about the Super Bowl? Some people think Casey's D could get them far. KC's not winning shit. They're not winning the fucking Super Bowl. Cincinnati's not winning it. They're not winning it. I think it's coming in the West. I think if the Packers, I don't know. How do you not say the fucking Carolina Panthers? I know they're like a young team, but I believe in Cam Newton's swagger. I don't think it's an act like that dude in Seattle is always jumping up and down, screaming and yelling, saying how fucking great he is. To me, that's a massive inferiority complex that he compensates with a huge fucking ego, right? I think Patrick Peterson's every bit as good as Sherman. He doesn't need to jump around. He just fucking does his job. Maybe he's got to scream like that because it's so loud in that stadium. Anyways, I like the Panthers. I believe in Cam Newton. I don't think he's afraid of the fucking moment. I just think that, I'll tell you right now, you got to have a guy with that kind of confidence to win. Even though they're undefeated, they're not really like an underdog, but I think in a lot of ways people are going to think that they're an underdog because Seattle, you got to respect them. They went there the last 2 fucking years. And who's kidding who? If they handed it off to Marshawn Lynch, were we really going to stop them again? You know? They fucked it up. They screwed the pooch last year. / Malcolm Butler made one of the great defensive plays of all fucking time. Still wasn't a bad call as far as considering 60% of the time it was a touchdown. The other 40% it was like incomplete passes. That was the only interception of the goddamn year. And I would feel bad for Pete Carroll, but as a Patriots fan, because he doesn't get shit for being a fucking cheater, and we do, then I don't. I don't have any sympathy for them. So fuck him. Old Sneaky Pete, he could get in there again. So I still think in a weird way that the Panthers are an underdog just because they are a young team. And I'm going to be safe. I have no fucking idea. What do you want me to say, Tampa? Do I really? I don't believe in any. I think that the Patriots are in trouble unless we get healthy, obviously. We lost to the Broncos without fucking Peyton Manning, so I think that kind of lets you know where we're at right now. So I don't know. I don't watch to that level. I have no fucking idea. What else did he ask me? I don't know. I'm really becoming a Panthers fan, though. I like the Panthers. I like the Saints. I don't know what it is. Those fucking... Is that the NFC South? I don't know what the fucking teams those are, but I really like both of them, and I'm liking the fact that Tampa Bay is getting good. I don't know. I like new people that are good, and I just always like the Saints because they sucked my whole life, and I love that fucking city. And I also think the Superdome's one of the original domes out there, one of the great ones, and they refurbished the whole thing, and it's the shit now. It's got the Mercedes-Benz emblem on the side of it. So many of the stadiums are at jobbing.com and these fucking horrific names. They got the Mercedes-Benz emblem on it. That's the shit. So, anyways, there you go. How about that? I danced around that. I just exposed myself for how little football I've watched this year. I've been fucking busy. I got this cartoon coming out, man. This is my shot. All right, car shopping. Billy, oh Billy, I'm shopping around for a car for my wife as well. Me and my friends were talking about what the first question should be for the salesman. Do you have a first question? Yeah, I'll steal what my brother says. Yeah, whatever his name is. Hey, Randy, what's the real price on this car? He goes, I feel like it sets a precedent for the whole wheeling and dealing. My top choice is, how much under invoice can you sell me this car? I've paid under invoice. It's not a crazy thing. Lots of times, you're saying like before the options, you've paid under that? Well, what the fuck were you buying and when did you buy it? I've never done that. My big line is, what's the out the door price? And by out the door, I mean everything. The warranty, the tax, everything. The final number that I'm paying you. And I just have the number. I just go, what I always do is I always pitch like $2,000 above. Is it called not the one after all the options? It's that first number before they add the options. I always go $2,000 above that number. And I'm probably still getting fucked. I always get half a dick fucking thrown my way. I always do, you know. I always get fucked a little bit, but I actually enjoy the process. Like, I have fun with it. Each time I get fucked a little bit less. Like I did real well on this one, I felt. And, but who knows? You always feel like you're going to turn around and see them all laughing, slapping each other on the back, and then they're going to quickly stop and, sharpen a pencil as you look at them, after you leave. But, I would just, I don't know, read up on it, watch some YouTube videos. I had a lot of fun this time because I didn't give a fuck and I wasn't trading in the Prius. So I just kept saying that. I just kept saying, listen, dude, like, we'd like to buy this car, but we don't need to. I mean, I can get in that car right there and it drives great, man. It's a Toyota, I've kept it maintained. It's all beat up. I can park it. Nobody's going to steal a fucking 8-year-old Prius. It's a goddamn gem out there. So I had the guy laughing. So I go, look, this is what I want, right? So he goes and he fucking, grab asses with his manager and comes back. He's not even close. And he comes back with this big grin on his face. He goes, I'll tell you, this is a great deal. This is a great deal. And I just go, for who? For who? You? I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. At this point, if you look around the table, you're the only guy smiling. And then he kind of like, I go, I can't pay that. I can't pay. I got a check in my pocket right fucking now. I will. And I tell my wife to, and you always got to send your wife. If you bring your wife is a good thing because I think it's a weakness, right? Okay, and you got to get your wife on the same page. And at some point, you got to tell your wife to screw. Okay, you do it in a respectable way, but with the dash of Archie Bunker. Be like, honey, go. Do me a favor. Could you just go? Go look over the cars over there. Blah blah. You make it look like you got this old school fucking relationship, like she actually has dinner prepared when you come home. All right. And as much as your wife isn't going to like in that moment that feeling, it works good for you in the negotiation because now it gives this guy the perception that you actually are making decisions in your relationship because they buy on the fact that the emotion of the female, but I like it. Right? When you send them off, it just be like, look, I want to get this car for my wife. All right. But I'm not a dope. This is what I'm paying. Okay. This is what I am paying. I'm willing to pay this. If you get me this number, I'm going to buy this car today. You're going to make a sale and you're never going to have to look at this car again. That's the deal. That's my number. Okay. Dude, my brother's amazing at it. He always comes in. His line is he comes in and he always gets the guy's name. And I feel like that gives him power. He'd be like, what's your name? And the guy would be like, Steven. And he goes, Steven, you see this right here? This is a large coffee, an extra large coffee. That's what he says. You know why I got this? He goes, because this is going to be a long negotiation until I'm going to get what I want. He comes hard right out of the fucking gate. And he's like a comic that never stops writing. When we were kids, we used to go down to car dealerships and pretend that we were going to this is way back in the 80s. We used to pretend that we were going to buy a car so we could test drive all these cars. And my brother used to just fuck with all these salesmen. I used to do it with him, and I used to do it with another one of my friends. One day we skipped high school, and we went down and we said that we were seniors in high school, which we were. We said we were stepbrothers. It was hilarious. I had like fucking fire engine red hair, and my buddy was like fucking 6'2", looked like a movie star, all tall, dark, handsome. We looked nothing alike. So we said we were stepbrothers. And initially the salesman looked at us like, what the fuck? And we said that we were both going to be going to the same college next year, and that our parents were going to buy us a vehicle to share. And they're both really busy, and they told us to come down and pick out a car. So immediately they thought that we were a couple of fucking rich kids and that we didn't know shit. So, we went down. We took out a Chrysler Laser. I remember we took out the Chrysler Laser, and I think that guy actually knew. No, the LeBaron. It was like the LeBaron. I remember the big deal was it had a digital speedometer, which we thought was fucking amazing in like fucking 1986 or 7, whenever the fuck we did it. So my biggest thing and the thing that I learned is when you go in there, you have to be prepared to walk. You have to know the number that you're going to pay, and to definitely go in there and have fun. And when the salesman tries to buddy with you and do all that type of shit, I mean, I don't know. There's a couple different ways you can play it. You can laugh along with them, or you can just kind of stare back at him and just literally. Dude, my brother would literally just be like Steve, I'm not here to try to listen to jokes. Like, this isn't a funny thing here. I know what goes on down here, and I don't want to be a part of it. You understand? This is what I'm paying. And like, dude, how great is this? This is an extra large coffee. Do you know why I got this? Because this is going to be a long, drawn-out negotiation until I get what I want. That's just fucking classic. All right. So, once again, I really didn't give you any information. I'm still learning what to do, but I used to be really intimidated by it. But this last one, somewhere in the middle of the negotiation on my wife's car, I actually really started having fun and realized the power that I had. And I just said, I'm not paying any more than this. I'm not paying any more than this. And then I got the number that I wanted. And then I went, and then when I went to get the warranty, they tacked that on, and I was like, don't. And then they tacked on the tax, don't. So I ended up getting fucking 2 right there, Fred. So I still got fucked. But now I know. I know for the next time. It's like bombing as a comedian. So I had him. I had him dead to rights, and we let him off the hook. So I still got fucked. But at least this time I had fun. So watch out for that. I would just say, know the number that you want and make sure you just say the out the door price and make sure that you say that this includes the warranty and all the bullshit and the tax, everything. This is the final fucking number. I walk out, I get the car. You washed it, the whole goddamn thing. This is the number. You have to say that repeatedly. And that's where I fucked up. All right. You know what? I'm man enough to admit it. All right, Thanksgiving pie. Oh, Billy. Oh, speaking of which, everybody, I made the pie crust video. Like promised, the pie crust video has been made. I dressed up like a baker. We went all out. So that thing should be edited and done in the next couple of days. So hopefully towards the end of the week, you can watch old Billy Freckles fucking make a pie crust. And you can maybe, I don't know, maybe show another side of yourself. Maybe have that beautiful woman, the Sally to your Harry, right? All of a sudden see you as something else. And all of a sudden there's mistletoe, she had a slice of pie, the sugar's going through the roof, her emotions are a little off, she doesn't know what she's thinking. You move in. The next thing you know, she decides to spend her life with you. All right? That poor woman. You guys ever hear that Tears for Fears, women in chains, something like that? My drum teacher was telling me about it because Phil Collins plays drums and he plays this great drum fill in the end. Both like a minute left or something where he just goes over the bar line and ends on the and a one. And it's just classic fucking awesome Phil Collins drum fill. Dude, that song is the most pandering fucking song I've ever heard in my fucking life, written by a guy to women in general. It's just like, will you not get enough pussy at the end of your fucking show? When he starts singing So Free Her, okay, and at one point he just starts going, Men of Stone! Men of Stone! Men are stone. Unfucking believable. Men of shit. It's just so fucking... I listen to that song blown away by Phil Collins drumming while laughing hysterically the way he says men are stone. He sounds like he's going to start crying. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of nerve, all the sexist shit that I say, but it's just, it's another reason why I fucking do it. There's nobody policing the other fucking side. But I guess it is a guy doing it, so I don't know. I don't know, he's a weird looking guy anyways. Even though he's a fucking rock star, he still had to put the old fucking please give me some pussy out there. Anyways, Thanksgiving pie. Billy Boy, I baked a couple of pumpkin pies after being inspired by your recent podcast. I was invited to a friend's house for Thanksgiving, and there happened to be a really cool girl there. Well, let me tell you, it didn't hurt that I was the guy who made the pies. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. There's this weird thing about women where they want you to be a guy, but as much as a fucking... If you just show that on some level that you can also... You're not afraid to look like a pussy, I don't know what it is. It melts them a little bit. He goes, the compliments started building up. I brushed them off like it was no big deal. That's the way you play it. You go Patrick Peterson. You don't go Richard Sherman like, yeah, I made those pies. I'm the best pie maker ever. You don't do that shit. You just, it's my job. It's what I do. So questions came in like, do you bake a lot? Were answered with no. This was just a first attempt. Hopefully they'll get better. Dude, you're crushing it. Good man. He goes, to which the crowd responded with, get out of here. Oh, my God, it's great. Oh, this dude's just reeling them in. The fish are jumping into the boat at this point. I love this guy. He goes, talking to the girl later was much easier and came off totally competent. I thought you were going to say natural. What girl doesn't want to know / date a guy who can pull that off? Thanks for the assist. Somebody scored a goal that night. He's heating up. It's going on a little bit of a run. See that? I'm telling you right now, all of that stuff. Remember that bit I used to do? What are you, a fag? How guys always say that. Anytime you do anything remotely like that, I'm telling you right, fuck it. Who gives a shit what your guy friends are saying? Okay? I'm telling you right now, women love that shit. They love that shit. If you have a garden, I'm going to make every guy in the podcast right now be like, ugh, just make feel uncomfortable as a man. If you have a fucking garden, right? If you fucking know how to bake, what is something else? You know what I mean? If you actually learned how to sew and you sewed a button back on your shirt, I don't know how you weave that into conversation. I don't have those skills. But if they knew that you know how to sew, like they just find that the last thing they want is to talk to another fucking guy sitting there with a bud tall talking about why the Patriots, it's good that they're 14-2. Basically everything that I do. Yeah, the last thing they need. Fucking, I'll tell you right now, fucking Seattle, no one's where. Oh, he's on my fantasy team. Like, that's literally, I can't speak for women, but I would think that them hearing that is literally like you approaching a woman where you're like, oh my God, she's beautiful. And as you walked up, she's going like, oh my God, the Real Housewife Kardashian. Oh, the shoes are on sale. And you just immediately your dick just fucking starts looking the other way. Like, nah, I can't. I mean, I'll do it. Who's getting who? But you know, one and done. This is not a home and home. Okay. All right. Girlfriend had sex with another guy. Oh, geez. Hey, Bill, I'm a huge fan of yours from the country of Georgia, not the state. All right, I know where that is, in Eastern Europe. Is that cluster of countries? No, that's the one that Russia, every once in a while, when they get annoyed, they drive a couple of tanks into, isn't it? Isn't that every country over there in the Eastern Bloc? All right, here we go. So here's my story. I have a girlfriend. We know each other almost, I love these guys. We know each other almost 5 years. And we've been friends all of these times until we discovered our mutual love and affection. Is there anything better than the way fucking people in Eastern Europe speak? First of all, they speak in English, which is tremendous. That's amazing. I wish I could be bilingual. I just don't have the fucking patience. And I also love that they don't have the word for the, so they don't use it. And it just makes everything sound so much more direct. We've been friends all these times until we discovered our mutual love. Affection 4 months ago, and now she is my girlfriend. I study in Poland. She studies in Germany. So that means we don't see each other frequently, but we had our business time a lot. I think that means banging each other. A few days ago, my girlfriend told me that she was on MDMA. Oh, that's a drug, I guess. But to be clear, drug did not pull the trigger for her to make such a thing. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to go with your English here. I don't know. I know MDMA isn't that? Well, DMT's that one that makes you fucking go into another dimension. I don't know what MDMA is. I don't want to know. Anyways, my girlfriend told me she was on MDMA the previous night and had sex with a random fucking guy. She was crying and shaming herself on the phone, telling me that she is wrong, loves me, I'm the special one for her, and she told me that now it's my decision how our relationship will go on. Bill, I want to hear your advice on these points. The thing is that I really love her, and my love is higher than that fucking sexual act which she had with that random fucking dude. Bill, I want to hear your advice and what would be your approach in my position. Fuck you and eat a bag of shit. P.S. Love you from Georgia, country, not the state, and sorry for my grammar mistakes. Dude, you crushed your fucking English. I can't do that. I could barely write that well in my own language. All right, what to do here? What to do? All right, obviously my gut just says you got to get rid of her. When you're not around, she's going to be on drugs, going to raves, and fucking a random guy. She does give points for actually telling you that. I don't know what to do. This is hard. This is hard because you said that you actually love her and to the level that you could look past that. But dude, I would say watch Casino and see De Niro's relationship with Sharon Stone. I mean, do you have a potential for getting involved in that? I don't know if you can forgive somebody for that. Okay, but if it happens again, you guys don't live near each other. And then she goes to raves and does drugs and fucks somebody. Dude, I think at the very least you need to take a break. I think maybe you should just take a break and be like, I need to sort this out. And when she says why, and it'd be like, well, because what you did fucked me up so bad that I had to send an email to a podcast on the other side of the planet to try and get advice. That's why. So, you sound like you're young. She sounds like she's young. God knows there's plenty of fish in the sea that wouldn't do fucking whatever the fuck she just did. I got to put this back in your court, dude. Like, just being where I'm sitting and the fact that there's distance between the two of you, I just don't see this thing working out. You're in Poland, she's in Germany, and while in Germany goes to a party, does drugs, and fucks somebody else. I don't know. That just sounds like the tip of the iceberg, dude. I think you got to pull the cord. That's what I would say as a friend. And I think if I was in that situation, you would say that to me too, because you weren't emotionally involved in it. However, people are human. They do make mistakes. You know this woman better than I do. If you feel like it's worth it, give her another chance. But I would sit on this thing for about at least 6 weeks. I wouldn't have contact with her, and I would just try to get yourself back into you and not the us mode. And after 6 weeks or something, I don't know. I think you really gotta you gotta. This isn't one of those. Well, all right, shake it off. That's what I would do. Okay, and like I said, what the fuck do I know? And I'm sorry that happened to you, man. That's fucking brutal. I've been there, and I've made both decisions. I've stayed in it and then got burned again, and I've walked and then thought, what if? So, that sucks right around the holidays, too. Jesus Christ. Anyways, let's plow ahead. Girlfriend wants me to quit job. Dear Bill, I'm in a very strange yet fortuitous situation. My girlfriend and likely soon fiance inherited a large sum of money. She has asked me to quit my job and travel with her for a year. I'm in a very strange situation. My girlfriend inherited a large sum. She's asked me to quit my job and travel with her for a year. No, fuck no. No. What are you out of your fucking mind? Well, wait a minute. What kind of job do you have? All right, let me finish this. This is amazing, of course. However, I don't want to leave my job permanently. I have a great job in sound engineering, and I'm not sure it would be available to me after a year-long absence. Yeah. It seems like a no-brainer, but I'm definitely apprehensive. Can you help me weigh the pros and cons? Thanks. Yeah. You're going to fucking throw your goddamn career away for one fucking year on the goddamn... Dude, you're going to spend a fucking year on the road with the same person? Jesus fucking Christ. Johnny Appleseed did it solo. Marco Polo did it solo. I'm telling you, take a fucking hint. Dude, bands travel like that for a fucking year. They travel the world for a fucking year, living their dream, not quitting their jobs, and most bands don't make it through. And they're not even involved in an intimate relationship like, couple thing. It's a business relationship, and they don't even make it. I think to save your fucking relationship, you don't go. You're going to be fucking sick of each other, and you're going to have no fucking job to go back to. This could be the end of your relationship. Just say, listen, I would love to go to it, but don't say that other shit I just said. But dude, just be like, honey, not for nothing. I don't work at a fucking, a juice bar. I'm an engineer, okay? I'm designing bridges and shit, all right? I got a job here that's gonna make us financially secure for the rest of our fucking lives. And I know that you just inherited a large sum of money, but Jesus Christ, where can we put that? Where can we put that legitimately, safely, that we are 100% guaranteed to not lose it in the future? I know in my country, you stick it in the stock market, you might as well put it on a crap table. I know you stick it in a bank, they're going to give you 0.5% interest, and for all you know, that bank goes under and gets bought out by a bigger bank, and everybody's too big to fail, and you're in that fucking line standing there next to a farmer with your little fucking, your little book, like Johnny Depp in that fucking drug movie that he made. The fuck was it called? Jesus Christ, I saw it twice. And he gives those people all that money, and then they gave him a little fucking book. And he goes, I gave him fucking whatever, 10 million in cash, and they gave me a book with a number on it. And what's hilarious is that cash represents gold that you can't claim anymore. So you just basically gave them a bunch of piece of paper. The whole fucking thing is a lie. The only thing that you can count on is money still coming in. All right? And that's what you get with your engineering job. So I would not quit it. I would not. I would say, listen, if you want to take a couple of long vacations, absolutely. But, this is my career. And, if she gives you shit, it would just be like, listen, sweetheart, if I didn't have a career, if I had nothing going on, I would do this in a second. I would love to see the world with you. I would love to spend 365 fucking days with you in a row. Oh my God, doesn't that sound like fun? Dude, nobody is meant to spend that amount of time with one another. Nobody is. There's nobody I fucking know other than myself that I could spend that amount of time with 365 days in real. And the only reason why I could do it with myself is I don't have the option of leaving myself unless I try and meditate, and float across the fucking room. You don't get that wonderful feeling of leaving your body. And then you start thinking, I'm doing it. And then that ruins the meditative thing. And then you're sucked right back into yourself. All right. You know what? That's the podcast, everybody. Hey, if you'd like to donate to this podcast, you know what? Don't donate to the kids we were talking about earlier that are sick this time of year. It's a great fucking thing to do. Donate it. Don't give it to Bill. Give it to William. We're going to tweet the link. That's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves. Don't take any shit, and I'll check in on you on Thursday.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Anything Better podcast, NFL edition, and we are talking about week number 14, which seems absolutely insane that we're already on week 14.
Paul, where is the fall going?
Dude, I can't believe there's only 4 weeks left. Is anything more sad than like when you know it's the last week of NFL and then you just got to hope that your basketball team does well? Guys, we got a great show. Got some really good picks. Got some sports news that I need to talk about before we get into this. But before anything, we have to shout out our great sponsor. It's the BetMGM sponsor, everybody. You guys know how to do it. You've been watching the show for a long time. To get the best lines, go to BetMGM. All you got to do is download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on your phone. Okay, sign up using bonus code Burr, that's BURR, and deposit at least $10 into your BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets.
Jesus
if the bet
Christ.
loses. Yes. So if the bet loses, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled, guys. So $10, have some fun, and hope you're enjoying the picks. It was a very successful week for our show. I believe nobody went under 500. Bill went 3-1. I went 2-2. I know Andrew
and Jake the Snake went 4-0.
Jake the Snake went 4-0. So we gave you a total of 12-4 last week, guys. But we had a rough one with that under-over for the Monday night special.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I watched that clip. That did not age well. You're like, dude, Jacksonville's winning the game. Jacksonville's they're winning the game. That's what. I'll tell you what I was so fucking wrong about. I saw this guy on Instagram going like, the 49ers are going to beat the shit out of they're just winning that game. They're going to beat the crap out of them. I've never been more, that is the most wrong I've been about any game of the, they weren't even in the same class.
Dude, I haven't seen an old school beating like that in a long time.
I'll tell you the last time I saw it.
Well, week one, my team, but.
No. when when it was like two big teams, oh man, this is going to be a heavyweight battle, and one team just goes, no man, you're not even in our class. When the Patriots beat the Rex Ryan's Jets, we beat the shit out of them in December. But then what happened, Paul?
Yeah.
The playoffs, they came back to our house and they beat us.
Wow.
Now, those are two completely different teams with completely different players, but this is a sports show. So I have to act like that's something to be concerned about.
Well, what's funny is the 49ers.
Historically speaking, it's 72 degrees. The Jets have not. I hate when they do that.
The 49ers actually said that, though. The 49ers go, this game is not going to be a good game. They go, we're a better team and we're going to show it. And they fucking did. They did.
Dude, that was like, that was one of those look away. I mean,
dude, that was one of those where the other team looked like, oh man, we have maybe things aren't that good. Like that was.
I tell you what blows my mind is every time you watch an Eagles home game, you always see there's like fucking people in the crowd with the other team's jersey on. You know what I mean?
I can't believe it.
I don't have any sympathy for those people.
No.
The same way when there's a fucking hurricane and the Coast Guard says stay home and some fucking idiot goes out surfing or fucking goes, splashing in the waves. I don't have any sympathy for you.
Nope.
Stay home.
I wouldn't go to any sporting event with my jersey on away on the road. And I was talking to these people. They were Minnesota Twin fans. And he was like a fan of my comedy. He went with his wife back in the day, and I saw him later, and he goes, it just kind of ruined our time. We were wearing all our Twin stuff at Yankee Stadium, and people were yelling. He goes, I had a red hoodie on, and they were calling me Little Red Riding Hood. And he goes, it just ruined my time. And I wanted to go like, yeah, man, like just wear a neutral color and enjoy baseball. Like, why would you do that?
Because they're from the Midwest.
They're drunk assholes that are going to fucking ruin your time, dude.
They're from the Midwest. They come out there. They pretend they're not racist. They don't have how are you? Have you gone to the mall? And they act like they're these really nice people. They're not. But nobody's better at pretending that they're nice, decent human beings than people from the Midwest. But those people are out of their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got that.
Those are like, look, dude, Slipknot's from out there. You ever listen to that fucking music? That band never made sense to me as far as where they came from until I went to Iowa in February, and I was like, I get it.
Yeah. They kind of got like that Canadian thing where Canadians act nice, but Canadians are not nice. They're really passive aggressive, and they talk
Super
a lot.
Passive aggressive.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
And the game they embraced is the only game that of the four major sports we can just beat the shit out of somebody and go sit down for 5 minutes and keep playing.
Oh, hey, you want to have a pint? Hey, we're glad you're visiting. Hey, you fucking hate us.
If you need any advice for some food spots, I'll fucking lunatics.
I got to talk about this real quick because this is the biggest thing that's happened to my team in a long time. The New York Yankees signing Juan Soto last night is as big as you could get. One of the biggest left-handed bats in baseball. The Yankees were like, after not making the play, that's the one good thing about being a Yankee fan. And when you don't make the playoffs is they just fly off the handle and make a move, spend money they shouldn't spend, but it makes the fans happy. So we'll see.
Yeah, you guys got a lot. You got what's his face from us too. Our left fielder there.
Alex Verdugo. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of him. Is he a good ball player?
Yeah, you know what he is too. He's also he's a great presence in the clubhouse too. He'll immediately be a favorite. That was a hard one for Red Sox fans. But we've watched everybody leave. He was part of the Mookie Betts deal, so now we've got nothing out of the Mookie Betts deal. Now we've basically, I think that was the last remnant of it, major piece anyway. So we start over again. So you guys are going back to what you did before. You tried, Paul. But you know what? I'll give it to the Yankees. You guys actually tried to win with what you had, like a lot of people, have done over the years. You're like, it's too hard.
Yeah, I think Hal Steinbrenner, or is it Hal Steinbrenner, kept hearing he's not like the old man. The old man would have fucking lost it and fired people, and then they didn't make the playoffs. And you guys kept? You must need help in pitching though. You got a couple of bats. Well, we got the Cy Young. We got what's his name had a great season. And Garrett Cole.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Dude, you know what was crazy is I was in Brian Cashman's box.
Hey, stay away from his wife, okay?
With my manager. No, he wasn't in there.
Oh, okay.
And all of a sudden I see Omar Minaya in there. And they got Omar Minaya in there to be like, he's like a legendary scout and all this. And he was with the Mets when they went to the World Series, and he's from Queens. And I'm in there. It's just me and him. And he's eating sushi and he's talking. And I'm telling him I'm a comedian. I'm telling him all this stuff. And we had a great talk. I'm like, dude, when they put your name through the mud on the fan, like, are you? And he's like, nah. He's like, because you know what? He goes, I got it. When it's good about me, I got to I like that. So when it's bad, I'll take that. Right. We're talking. I hear him. This is amazing, actually. I hear him in the way suites are next to suites, but when you come out on the ledge, you could see the suite right next to that suite.
Yeah.
The Yankee president, Randy Levine, comes down from the other suite, and Omar Minaya is in our suite, and I hear them talking. And like the game's over, the Yankees aren't in the playoffs. This is a meaningless game. We're down 5 runs. And I actually hear Omar Minaya say to the Yankee president, he's like, yeah, they're having a business talk in front of me as people, like a few of us, because it was an empty thing except us.
What did they say?
And he goes, we need 2 left bats here. He goes, if we get 2 more lefty bats in here on this current roster. And I'm listening to one of the best baseball scouts tell the president, and he's like, we need 2. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing like the Soto thing, and they're trying to get another one. And I'm going, holy shit. Like I was listening to this conversation, and then we get Juan Soto. So
that was your problem? The bats, it wasn't pitching? I always feel if you have a bad season, it's, it's pitching.
No, but what's it called? We had our first baseman, Anthony Rizzo, was a great lefty bat, especially for Yankee Stadium. He went down with a concussion, and he was out for months, and that losing that bat really hurt us. So I think having lefty bats in there, especially a guy like Soto, who's dangerous.
Paul, what more do you need? You're playing a wiffle ball park.
Hey, man.
I mean, like, how much further? What more do they got to fucking do down there?
And it's like, so let's get some more lefty bats.
Just fucking with you, Paul.
Oh,
how about Paul Virzi? Shout out to Paul Virzi. You just named like 10 guys I've never even heard of. Fucking Omar Moreno's up there talking to the fucking, Mikey Rizzo, who's over there talking to the president. I haven't heard one of a scout. No, Paul, I don't. I have a fucking life. I don't have time to know what the fucking scouts' names are.
Oh, but
some people, dude, you're $3 million over the cap. It's like, how do you fucking know that? How do you have the time in your fucking day to know that? This is all jealousy, Paul. It's all jealousy. Because the stomach flu went through my fucking house. I've been up to my armpits and fucking shit and puke.
There it is.
There it is. We got see, Paul, the old me wouldn't get to the root of the problem. God bless you, Paul. Enjoy that new left-handed bat. When you're eating your fucking tater tots and down by all those fucking empty seats nobody can afford. That stupid fucking stadium. I remember when that stadium was built, you're like, Bill, it's almost too much. Ugh, I had to go for a walk after you said that.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you sounded like you were talking about your wedding dress. I felt too pretty.
They got sushi and steakhouse.
They got sushi. Right. You can fucking buy a timeshare on the mezzanine level. That's the fuck. That park fucking sucks because the old Yankee Stadium had one of the greatest, most iconic fucking sounds in the playoff. When MLB would mic that fucking thing up, and you guys would start cheering with 2 strikes. I mean, I hate as a Red Sox fan to say it was fucking iconic. And now it's like $9 million per seat. You guys look like you're in last place even when you're in first place. There's nobody at the game. I got to blow my nose. I apologize.
I don't like the stadiums that are open the whole way around. It used to be you walk through the fucking tunnel or you walk through that thing and then you see the field. It was like the field was this magical thing that you had to get to. And now when you get in the stadium, you can see it all around. I will say this, though. The 1923 replica of how it exactly looked when you're sitting, I do like, and I like the facade on the side.
I do like that. I like that they put the facade going back around the thing. Yeah, that was good. Let's not shit on the whole thing.
All right, let's go. I got my first pick here. First pick for week 14. I went 2-2 the last 3 weeks.
We put a mall out in right field at Fenway.
What happened?
Oh, that was the Patriots. The Patriots built a mall next to their stadium. Patriots Place, Paul. You want to go buy a polo shirt? That's what I think about when I think about football. I go, you know what? I need to buy some socks.
Tom Brady's TB12 store at the All right.
Tom Brady versus time.
All right, man. This is I like this week's numbers. I like this week's spreads.
Oh, Paulie likes it. Paulie likes it.
I like this week's spreads. I think, my first pick here, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles on the road against the Cowboys. They got really humiliated last week.
You fucking asshole. I like that pick.
They're getting 3.5, dude. And I just think
dude, if they get this shit kicked out of them by the Cowboys, you got to put Nicky on fucking suicide watch.
Oh, dude.
That guy, you know what I love about him? He fucking feels feelings.
Yeah, he does.
That guy has his heart on his fucking sleeve. Like, if he was in Platoon, he's that guy. I got a bad feeling about this one, man.
I give him credit, though, man. He wasn't, like, walking off fast. He gave the other coach a hug and said nice things.
I just love that he's always yelling at people. It's like the game before it's done. Yeah, fuck you. We're going to fucking kill you. And then he's walking out. The Chiefs fans, you're not saying shit now, are you?
Why did they make that fat dude
when he nodded at the camera? Dude, I'm telling you, this guy, the more I watch him, the more I love him. He's like, he's one of those guys, like his wife's going like, Nick, don't take the bait. Just come on, honey. Don't take the bait. I'm going to be cool today. I'm going to be cool today.
Loving him is a little strong, I think.
I love a man that struggles with his emotions. I relate to him.
No, he said nice things to Kyle Shanahan. He hugged him. Hey, great job. But dude, I'm going to tell you something right now. If the Eagles go and fucking lay an egg in Dallas, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm taking them 3.5, a little bounce back after a national humiliation.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was a day that would live in infamy. All right, so you took one of my favorite picks of the week. You know what, Paul? I'm going to keep riding this Packers train. I say the Packers go in there. I love their quarterback. I love what they did last week, the way they hung with the Chiefs. Actually beat the Chiefs. I know they're laying 6.5. I know they're in the Giants, but I mean, what do you guys? You got fucking Anthony Marcucci, fucking
Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets playing fucking quarterback there. You know, you guys can't stay away from the club on a Friday, Saturday night. Come on, he's going out. He's going to wake up and have a little fucking Sunday gravy. I like the Packers, 6.5. Laying 6.5. This is a smoothie, by the way. I'm not drinking chocolate milk like a little boy that I am.
I'm going to have fun with you. I'm going to have fun with you this week because I was going to actually, for the first time in the history of our show, of our amazing sports football show, I was going to do something that Paul Virzi has never done before. And what I was going to do is I was going to take the Packers against my Giants. For the first time ever, I was going to go against my Giants because it was going to be a game that I couldn't lose. Either I win the game or my team wins. But then I said, you know something? I'll go head-to-head with you on this one, Bill. I'm going to take Tommy.
We're trying to beat the book.
No, dude.
Don't fall on the knife.
What do you mean?
It's your fucking Paul. The fans know you're a real fan. We know it. You're a Knick fan, diehard Knick fan. You're a diehard Giants fan. You're a diehard Yankee fan. We know this. You don't have to prove this.
I got to go Tommy Cutlets on Monday night under the lights.
You know who he is? He's your new fucking, what's his face there? Dude, what's with my, I almost said Gino Capoletti. Who's the fucking guy that was the guy, the 49ers and then the Raiders? Good looking Italian kid. Garoppolo. This is your new Garoppolo. Paul Virzi cannot lay off an Italian-American quarterback.
I can't.
You just can't. He starts hearing the Sinatra music.
And then they start giving him nicknames with food. It's over, dude.
Tommy Cutlets. That's over. Paulie.
I think the Packers could win the game. Maybe the Giants hang with them and get a little backdoor.
You know what, Paul? I think you ate too much gnocchi last night. I think you got fucking potato brains right now.
Oh boy.
All right, what am I going with next? I want to know why the fuck are the Chiefs only favored by 1.5 points? Did somebody get hurt? Jake the Snake, where are you, Jake? Anything happening out there?
I don't think so. I saw that too, though. It's very suspicious.
Chiefs are coming off a loss against the Packers. The Bills, they know it's fucking over. It's only a 1.5. You going to tell me that those guys aren't going to get it done? That fucking Patrick Mahomes isn't going to run around like a reindeer like he does there, Paul? on his tippy toes. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs, Paul.
You're going with the Chiefs. All right.
I'm going with the Chiefs. You can put that down in the book.
I've watched too many Jets games where they just have no offense. No offense. They're on their third quarterback. It's a mess in New York media. They don't know what to do. The coach is saying this. The other quarterback's saying this. They're talking about people getting fired. The Texans are on fire, and they have a quarterback.
How can you fire their fucking coach, dude? Aaron Rodgers went down. They made the move. This is just a bad luck year. The fact that the fucking New York media is eating this guy alive. I mean, from day one, the fucking head of the snake got chopped off. What are they supposed to do?
No, that's true, but there's really penalties that are like, when your penalties are bad, dude. They're a bad team. They're an undisciplined team. They're a team that gets a pick six and gives up a pick. I mean, it's fucking...
This is Paulie Giants talking.
No. I mean, listen.
Paul, their defense has been on the field the whole fucking year. Yeah, they're a little frustrated. They're taking some dumb things. There's psychology involved here. This isn't all analytics.
No.
Paul, I'm wearing a satin jacket. You got to listen to me.
And it's shiny and new.
Well, you know what it is? It's the lighting in here.
Dude, it's popping.
Dude, I look like I jumped in a swimming pool with this jacket. I was home the whole time.
I'm going to take the Texans -3.5. I think the Jets are finito.
You want to talk about finito? Was watching the fucking Chargers Patriots game.
Oh.
I just sat there, Paul, on the couch. I don't think I moved the entire game. It was 6-0. I was just sitting in the corner going, I remember this. And then they were wearing the old Pat Patriot uniforms, which when they bring them back, can you go with the black cleats too? Let's go all the way back to the AFL. What are we doing here, Paul? All right, Paul. I don't have a good feeling about this week because this next pick, I don't know why I'm doing this. Why would you do this?
That's why
Billy?
I feel about my Giants pick, but hey.
You what?
That's how I feel about my Giants pick. I don't, I'm doing that one for fun.
Chargers won 6-0. The Broncos are getting 3 points. I think both of these teams are very evenly matched. It's a division rivalry game. They're getting fucking points.
Bill loves a division.
I can't fucking figure out the fucking Broncos.
I know.
And I just don't understand what's going on with Russell. Like, how do you drop off like that? Vikings and Raiders, man, we got a bunch of fucking, like, this week feels like 2 a.m. at a bar, you know? Like, what am I going home with here? I like when you think that, like, you weren't part of the problem, like the chicks weren't looking over at you like, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll fuck them. All right, so you took the Texans. That was something I was going to do. You know something? Just for the fun of it, Paul, I'm going to take the Ravens. I'm going to take all fucking favorites this week.
Oh, my God. You fucking can't stop with the Ravens, dude.
Well, you know what it is, Paul? The fucking the Rams covered last week. The Rams are very erratic, and I don't think they're good on the road, especially when they get out of the division and they play an AFC team from Baltimore. Historically speaking.
And they're coming off
the Rams get out of their division and they go to Baltimore.
Yep. And Baltimore's home coming off a bye. They're a little rested up. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, they'll have a little spark in their step. 7 points. Why not? Hey, Paul, why not start the game down 7-0?
Hey, Bill, who are you?
Who am I? I'm nobody.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do this just because I saw this kid play last week. I watched Browning play for the Bengals, Joe Burrow's backup. And the kid was sharp as hell. They got Joe Mixon running the ball like a madman. They got Chase. T. Higgins is back. Boyd is back.
1 week. Paulie, 1 week. He sees a guy 1 week, and you want to crown him? Go ahead and crown him.
No, it's actually his third week now coming up.
No, he did play great.
And he played really good. And the Colts.
And they rubbed his balls all over all those fucking network shows, Paul. So you got to be thinking that other defenses, they might take exception to that.
Look, what's his name? Minshew. What's Minshew's name? Gardner Minshew.
I love Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. They're flying high over there, but the line is 1. I would probably go the other way if it wasn't in Cincy, but it is in Cincy. They're coming off of a win, and they got a lot of talent. -1. It's basically a pick 'em. So I'm going to take the home team with a pick 'em after a win. and see if this kid Browning could throw a couple wins together.
You know what? The way you broke that game down, you convinced me. I think that's a good pick. Here's my question, Paul. Is Trevor Lawrence still out? Like, what happened to him?
Trevor Lawrence is out for weeks with it wasn't broken, his ankle, but he's got a high ankle sprain. He's probably going to be out until the playoffs.
I feel bad for all the ladies in Jacksonville. You know,
what's
they love
up,
looking
Andrew?
at him.
Can't hear you, man. You're on mute.
Sorry, they said 2 weeks for him.
2 weeks?
Yeah,
all right.
two
So
weeks.
that's week 17.
And Joe Flacco, Paul. I thought that guy retired 5 years ago.
Dude,
Joe Flacco coming out of fucking nowhere. I believe in Joe Flacco. -3 at home. Oh, you fucking motherfucker. I hate this week. Blah, 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 blah. My Lions are going to the Bears.
now I'm worried
There's
about
nothing
this week,
worse.
dude.
Last week when I bet the fucking Lions and they were up 21-0, I go, finally, I got a fucking easy game. Right? And then, like, here come the Saints. They all just come fucking running back. Dude, I'm telling you, Paul, this didn't happen when I was a kid. The way that
there were blowouts last week, dude.
Paul, you keep saying that.
There were, though.
Paul, I'm not talking about, there was blowouts when I was a kid. And you know what a blowout was? Being down 21-0 in the first fucking quarter. You didn't come back from that.
Right.
That was a historical comeback. Every fucking week, I'm betting on something. My voice is cracking over here, Paul.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm opening up to you.
We were talking about this on text. I think there's a lot of bad teams that fucking don't know how to close a game. Like that
Paul, you don't think that they've changed the rules so much so that no game is ever out of reach? No game is ever out of reach now. That games were fucking over with a quarter to go when I was a kid. You know what happened, Paul? People shut the fucking game off and they didn't watch the commercials. So the advertiser's like, what the fuck? If this is a blowout, we should have a little thing here in the contract that I don't have to fucking pay if nobody's watching. They used to switch the game off, throw you to somebody else. Now all of a sudden, Paul, you're telling me out of 32 quarterbacks, like fucking 27 of them are Joe Montana?
No.
I'm looking out for Gardner Minshew.
It's hard to hear that name and not. No offense to him, but
dude, there is not a quarterback in the league that cannot have an amazing fourth quarter comeback now. That was not the case. When I was coming up, it was fucking John Elway, Joe Montana. There was like a handful of guys that could do it, and everybody else. I don't know, Paul. Maybe it's the video games.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. They definitely do like make-up calls and shit like that, but I do think the better team, like I really thought the shocker for me was I thought the Eagles and 49ers were going to come down to like a last
Paul, I have a
possession.
shocker for you.
A what?
I got a shocker for you. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks, getting 10.5 points, division rivalry going down there. They always play them. It's always a fucking tight game.
Oh!
I think 49ers are walking around. They're sucking their own dicks. All they're waiting for is like a Cowboys. They don't give a fuck about the Seahawks. Seahawks aren't a threat to them. They're going to come in there, fucking lean it to the side a little bit, They're still going to be taking off their fucking jewelry, and it's already going to be fucking 10-10 at halftime. I'm telling you.
If there's two things I've learned about you since we've been doing this show is Bill loves a sneaky Pete bet, and he loves the Ravens games.
Yeah, I mean, Paul, why are you acting like you don't have tendencies?
Oh, I do. I'm the Chargers.
Okay.
Before the show started this morning, when I was looking at the lines, I saw those two games, and I liked the Seahawks getting all those points. And I was hoping Bill would. I didn't say anything before the show, but I swear to God, I think I started to tell Jake I was really hoping Bill would take both the Seahawks and the Ravens. I swear to God, I was like, this is the week that Bill just
finally my theories come together. They finally come together. Paul,
Dude,
don't take that personally. I saw you. You look down like
No.
We're rooting for everybody here, which is why I don't know why you went head to head.
No. I'm saying you're starting the game with 10.5 points, and the Seattle Seahawks are desperate. I mean, that's a game that that's a good one. That's a great pick. That's all I was saying. That's
Dude,
a great
who's that
pick.
kid on Cincinnati, that wide receiver that caught that ball and took off and looked like DK Metcalf? There's like fucking 5 or 6 receivers in the league that have like Deion Sanders. Chase.
Was it T.
Jamar
Higgins?
Chase.
I don't know. Oh, Chase is amazing.
He's got the perfect last name.
No, that's why
that guy was like crossing the goal line and he was still separating from defensive backs. Like, if I was an NFL team, I'm looking for the next Darryl Green. Like, who isn't? But like beyond his covering ability, Darryl Green's speed, like these guys nowadays, like DK Metcalf is like, the guy's a fucking Terminator.
No, that was nuts.
He should not be that size running that fast. It's terrifying.
It was ridiculous.
And the Patriots could have drafted him.
Really?
Yeah. He was on the board.
Yeah.
He was on the board. Well, it's easy after you see the guy crush it. I hate when people do that. How the fuck did you take this guy after that guy? You know why? Because neither one of them played an NFL game. And I think DK was hurt. Someone was telling me he was hurt his senior season. He went to Mississippi. MIS.
You're making me sad, dude. You know what that made me think about? Oh, it hurts. It's the hat.
Paul, you know I love you to death. Please don't be sad during the holidays.
No, dude, the hat I'm wearing now, we were a pick away from the story of the Knicks. Isn't so much that they leave people on the board. They have. The story about the Knicks is we're one pick after the pick, and the pick before that we missed by one pick was Steph Curry. Steph Curry was 7, dude, and we had 8. Or whatever, dude.
Your voice is Steph Curry 7,
dude. If Steph Curry, all you can do is just look up at God and go. Ah.
All right, I got worried when you said you're sad, because being sad in April is all right, but being sad in December—that's when you really got to keep an eye on your friend.
Well, you know what? Yeah. You know why I'm not sad? You know what made me out of my sad? The gift that keeps on giving, everybody. When you feel like it's absolutely over, the New York Yankees give you a gift with a bow on it and says, we'll see what we can do with this.
We're getting all you suckers to go buy some tickets.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Oh, we got to talk about one team that you mentioned, and we talked about this. I know our picks are over. Are the Miami Dolphins for real, or are the Miami Dolphins blowing out teams? Because their line this week is they are minus 13.5 against the Tennessee Titans. They are absolutely obliterating teams that are around 500 or less, and they're struggling against teams that are better.
Struggling. They've lost to everybody. They lost to the fucking Bills. They lost to the Ravens. They lost to the Niners, and they lost to the Eagles. They've lost to all.
They didn't lose to the Ravens, though. I think they played the Ravens on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I thought they lost to the Ravens.
They lost to the. Yeah, they do.
I finally sounded like I knew what I was talking about.
You know what? With that jacket today, I shouldn't have even said that. I should have just let you go.
I love the jacket. I love the team, regardless of their fucking record. What are you going to do?
Are the Miami Dolphins going to get a big surprise in the playoffs, Bill, or what?
Yes.
All right. Dude,
I think they could win one week, but I just don't think that they're not beating the Chiefs. I don't think they are. Paul, this stand-up comedian says that professional football franchise is not beating this other football franchise.
Dude, the Baltimore Ravens are going to be a fucking problem, I think. I think the Baltimore Ravens may be there in the AFC Championship game. I don't know, man. That kid is good.
I think the fucking Bengals, if they can make it in, could be a problem for somebody. They have a great defense, and all of a sudden this kid's playing all right.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, man. That would have been.
You don't want to play a fucking team with a really good defense in the playoffs. You just don't. How deep is that, Paul? Huh? You ever thought? You've never had that thought before, really, Bill? Oh, I thought you wanted to play a fucking team. You don't want to play a team with a bad defense.
Hey, I tell you what, you guys don't want to play a team with a good wide receiver, a good running game, and a decent defense in the playoffs. You do not want to see that team. Good quarterback?
A lot of people don't think you need a good quarterback to win, but I'll tell you this, Paul. And I'll take the hits on social media.
I'll tell you what, dude.
You need a franchise-level player at the quarterback position.
You know what? Listen, I don't know much.
I would build my offense around it. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't know much, but I'll tell you what. You do not want to go against a good, experienced coach in the playoffs. All I'm saying.
You don't want to. I'll tell you what. You really want to avoid a stacked team. Okay, with gamers at every position. By the way, Paul, who do you like between Michigan and Alabama?
I watched Alabama in that Georgia game. Oh, by the way, Andrew Themlis just said Ravens looking better against the Chiefs in the AFC. Yeah, that's going to be if it's Ravens-Chiefs AFC Championship game, dude. I think gun to my head, I'll take Baltimore.
Dolphins Jake the Snake. Dolphins haven't beaten a team over 500 in 2 years.
Wow. See, that's why Jake was hired. Jake, I mean, you're earning your money, Jake.
Do you know what it is, Paul? You know what it is about the Dolphins? Dolphins are like that fucking 6 that puts on a bunch of makeup and a wig and fuck me pumps and all that. That's what they are. Okay? And then you get her home and she starts taking everything off.
Nah, they're all tits, no ass. It's like
that's perfect. Dolphins are all tits, no ass. That's fucking perfect. We got to keep that one. That's a Paul Virziism right there.
That's a good. Yeah, you show up, you see.
Hey,
this,
Paul, there's a lot of paint on that house.
I saw what Alabama did to Georgia, man, and I got to be honest, I was really impressed with how Alabama. I mean, I know that turnover that the quarterback with Georgia dropped the ball and he didn't even know that fucked him up. But Michigan's good, dude. That's a good game, man. That's a good game. Who do you like?
Alabama. It's gonna come down. I think they both have unbelievably talented players, both great programs. But at the end of the day, it's Nick Saban. They're gonna get him.
SEC versus the
Big Ten.
The Big Ten and
the Big 46, but they still call it the Big Ten.
Yeah, and usually the SEC is better, right? Better competition in that conference.
You're dealing with Nick Saban. It's like if you're a number 1 pick coming out of high school and Alabama calls, you're going. So he's just what the program that he's built there. People know that you're going to be playing on a national TV. You're going to get all this exposure, and you're going to win championships. So they basically, I feel like because of that, at every position, their player would be, they have guys on the sideline that would probably be starting at most colleges, and then the number 2 backup. I just think like the level of because I've with the kids I can't watch as much as I like to, but like I've seen a few games and like some guy goes down, you're like, oh man, they're like, oh, this is a big thing for them. And this next guy comes in and it's just there's no drop off.
Well, the perfect example of that was Jalen Hurts and Tua were the quarterbacks at Alabama at the same time. That's like two quarterbacks killing it in the NFL.
They both played there.
Yeah, Saban took out Hurts and put in Tua, and Tua came in and threw a touch at a national championship. I mean, it's like, it's a minor league NFL team is what Alabama is, but I don't know. It's going to be good.
But as far as like the rest of the SEC, obviously Georgia's really good, but then you got their upper echelon. There's always like a couple of teams that could pretty much I don't know. It's a different. It's more. I feel like it's more of an NFL style. Where it's to the air, where Big Ten is more smash mouth, kind of football, and I don't know. I'm in over my head on this one. I don't think the Big Ten, historically speaking, in the last like 15 years, has done well against the SEC. I don't think. I remember Ohio State one year was just the year they won the championship. I think they beat an SEC team. Like, look, I say like LSU, even like the great LSU teams. I don't think we're at the level of a great Alabama team. This Alabama team's kind of struggled a little bit.
Dude, I remember we were at that
fucking
game.
Nick Saban, dude. It's Nick Saban. I just,
I'll never forget that game we went to, Alabama, LSU, at LSU. And the last minute, Alabama got a touchdown. That place was filing out.
No, but that was LSU. LSU fucking coached their way into like that's the thing. The difference between having Nick Saban and not having Nick Saban. It's Auburn. Auburn had him fucking beat. Make a mental mistake, you drop a fucking punt, and then you fucking rush 2 on the final play of the fucking game, and the guy's standing back there for 25 seconds with all A-list fucking wide receivers. How long could those corners cover him?
Yeah.
At some point, you're looking back like, what the fuck, and you lose sight of the guy for half a second. Now, not taken away from the quarterback because that guy threw a fucking dart.
Why do you think certain coaches like Nick Saban aren't successful at the NFL, but in the college they are? Do you think it's just because they know how to deal with kids better than dudes that are making millions of dollars and don't want to hear your shit? Like there's more of a motivational thing for a young person?
I would ask a guy that coached at both levels. I have no idea, but I will say that I think being a college coach, as far as personnel, is way more different. I mean, you can't lock a guy down in the NFL, in the college football. These guys stay for fucking couple years, especially college hoop. These guys are all 1 and 10. These big guys, and so it's like it's not like, you know, back in the day when you got your Akeem Olajuwon. It's like, we got this kid for 4 years. He would have been a one and done. You have him for 1 year, and then the next year you got to try to find another one. So I don't know, but I would say that with my limited knowledge, college football seems really difficult to me to stay successful for a long period of time. Or maybe the kids just want to go if you're successful, if you have a successful program. But the proof is in the pudding, because most of those guys that dominate, look at that Ohio State guy. He fucking, destroyed Michigan for the first 20 years of this decade, goes to the NFL and just fucking flamed out, ended up in a Hooters with some chick on his dick, right?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell was that guy's name?
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, yeah. So, Nick
yeah.
Saban. But also, like, you coming up, you're going to go from Alabama to the Cleveland Browns or the Dolphins?
Yeah, I have a theory on it. I think that you motivate a young student athlete to be better than they thought they could be, and they'll run through a wall for you, and you call a guy over and you go, hey, man, I want to give you a chance. I want to get you off the bench, and you lift the guy's spirits, and he'll fucking do anything. And then you go to the NFL and you tell a guy that knows he can fucking do it, and he's just like, yeah, dude, I don't need to the fuck
dude,
out
how
of here.
about the fucking – how many people keep coming at Bill Belichick? This latest thing they're coming at him for is his fucking coaching tree.
I get that, but
which has Nick Saban in it. Who gives a fuck about his coaching tree? And here's another thing: if the coaches underneath him didn't do shit, doesn't that make him seem like an even better coach? But then when you talk about that, they go, "Oh, it's all just Tom Brady." You know what it is, Paul? There's just a bunch of fucking haters out there. That's all they do.
Yeah. Well, number one, you blew over my theory, which I thought was a good one.
What was your theory?
No, I
didn't even listen to it, Paul. I'm so self-involved.
My college coach thing. I actually agree with what you just said about Belichick. I think the fact that Belichick's coaching tree fails, or the guys under him fail, is because it shows him that he's better. Like,
yeah, who the fuck? Who's Don Shula's? I don't know who that coaching tree is.
Yeah, they fucking Romeo Crennel went to the Browns, and everybody thought it was going to be good. I remember saying something. Oh, you got that guy Crennel? And somebody's like, we'll see.
Dude, do you judge a comedian on who used to fucking open for him?
Right. Yeah. It's true. I saw that.
I just wanted to see your face do that silent, wait a minute. I used to open for Bill.
I was like, well, I haven't, opened for a while. It's hilarious.
You're my biggest success.
You know what's crazy about the Belichick stuff is how I've literally heard people say he's done and it was Brady, and then be like, yeah, but you know what? I'd take him. I'd love it if he I'd love it if he came to the Chargers. Like, you hear that. So it's like everybody who thinks he's washed up. It's like, yeah, LeBron's not what he used to be, whatever, but we'll take him. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing about Tom Brady. Tom Brady leaves the Patriots, and then he goes window shopping around the league to find the best situation. I mean, Belichick could do that. No?
Yeah, and dude, at what point is coaching out of Belichick's heart? How long are you going to do it? Is a man almost 80? I mean, how old is he?
He just broke up with his longtime wife, girlfriend, dude. This guy's they're gonna be wheeling him over. What are you talking about? He's probably got stem cells right now. What do you think? When is it out of his heart? Paul, what heart? What are you talking about? This man's mind. It's
but dude, is he 70? How old is Bill Belichick? He's got to be over 70.
He's younger than Pete Carroll. He's younger than Pete Carroll.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a year younger than Pete Carroll. Dude, Pete Carroll is the guy. He's taking the fucking Dick Clark HGH. Dude, that guy does not age. Pete Carroll looks amazing.
He's chewing his gum as fast as ever. He's running up and down the sidelines. He's clapping.
That's why his jaw. He still has a jaw. He's fucking chewing that gum like Mike Ditko always chewing the gum has the jaw.
Hey, you gotta start chewing some gum, okay?
Yeah,
Here's the thing, though, man. Florida State getting fucked 13-0. I'm glad they're going to a deeper playoff next year where more 12 teams make it, because a system's broken. If a college football team like Florida State goes 13-0 and they're not in a playoff,
the system isn't broken. There's 2,000 fucking teams. What are they supposed to do?
Yeah, but I'm talking about an undefeated team can't miss something, dude.
Yes, they can, Paul.
They beat everybody they got in front of
What are
them.
you talking about? What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Things fail all the time.
13-0, dude?
Yeah. What are you special?
But what do you tell them? Hey, you're the only team to ever be undefeated.
There's not enough fucking room. You remember when the choppers left Vietnam? There was people fucking hanging on the skids falling off. This is what the world is like. There's never quite enough.
I
Dude,
know.
you pull up to these fucking stores out here, Paul. The store can hold 100 people. There's like fucking 10 parking spots. That's what life is.
But who deserves a parking spot? The handicap guy. I don't know if that makes even sense.
Who's staying home all the time?
All right. We gotta
Handicap people stay home more than regular people, or is it just so fucking obvious when they do?
And how come the handicap spots are always open? When I go into a thing, they're always there. And then one time I took one. I couldn't handle it. I circled 4 times. I go, fuck it. I'm going in for 5 minutes. And I did it. What are you gonna do? Only did it once.
Jesus, Paul.
I only did it once.
Jesus, Paul.
There were 7 spots, Bill. Nobody was taking them. I circled 4 times.
Well, how do you know one of those wheelchair basketball teams wasn't going to pull up to get a fucking Slurpee? They all drove separate cars like fucking swingers.
That's how scared of my wife I was that day. Her calling, going, "What's taking so long?" I was like, fuck it. All right. I guess that we're getting the hint from the.
I would have defended you in that story, but I know your sense of direction, so I'm on your wife's side on that one. What's taking so long? You should have been like, "What do you mean? What's taking so long? I get lost in Manhattan. The fucking streets are numbered."
Dude, I got to tell you something before we get. Our producers are telling us to hurry up and go to the Monday Night Special, but before I do, Bill, I walked out of my hotel room, dude. I was thinking of you when I did this. The 2 people that laugh at me the most are you and Giannis. Giannis just goes, dude, I've never seen. He's like, it's shockingly bad. I walked out of my hotel room and I went the wrong way to the elevator and I stopped in the middle of the hallway and I turned and I go, how did I just couldn't get my bearings, dude. It's something. Somebody goes, oh, you have direction dyslexia. And they go, that's a thing. And I go, what is that? And they go, yeah, you just can't figure it out. I was like, all right.
Yeah, dyslexia has nothing to. That would be like.
Yeah.
I guess you only read signs and you can't see what they say.
All right, let's get into the Monday Night Special.
Yeah, it's like being tone deaf. You can take all the singing lessons you can. You're not going to be able to sing a song. This directions is not your thing.
No, it's not.
You're just a traveling comedian. I don't think it's going to come up that much. Oh my God, Paul. You're so fucking lucky they have GPS now.
Oh, dude. Could you imagine?
Can I imagine? I lived it. I got off a plane one time late, drove 80 miles an hour in the wrong direction for a fucking hour and a half. I had to drive 80 back just to get to where I started, and I got a fucking ticket on the way. I told you that story. The fucking cop pulled me over. He was in his car. He had a little bubble. He got out. The only part of the cop uniform was he had the shirt. And he had like a tucked into Wranglers. I was in the middle of fucking nowhere. I was going like, is this guy going to kill me? He came up and he punched my window. He goes, get it out. Felt like I was in a Coen brother movie. All right, let's a Monday Night Special. Win some money for you.
All right, we got Giants and Packers, and both of us picked the other team. We got an under-over of 36. We got the Giants getting 6.5. We got Jordan Love playing quarterback on the other team. We got Tommy Cutlers playing quarterback on our team. Saquon Barkley's in the game. There's a lot going on here. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the Packers. I think Love throws one. And what's the under-over?
The under-over moved to 37.
Oh, I was going to say because I thought it was going to be low. 37.
Well, we could do
17.
I think Giants get an interception. Can we do that or no?
You shouldn't be allowed to do a Monday Night Special when your team is playing.
No, dude.
I think Saquon's going to get 245 yards.
You want to do a Saquon yards thing, or what do you want to do?
Over-under just moved to 37. Okay, Pete Carroll's 72. Bill Belichick is 71.
And those are oldest in the league, right?
Yep.
Wow.
All right, so the line moved from 37 to 36. So that means money's on the over. I'd take the over.
You want to hear some player props? Right now, it's like Tommy DeVito. You can get him, over under 150. That seems like where they're kind of starting. 150 is pretty low. I'd still probably take the under. I don't think he's going to put up 150.
150 yards passing?
Yeah, dude, who's he going to throw? I mean, yeah, that's Tommy DeVito. What did he have last week? Jake?
I mean, dude, 150.
Tommy DeVito sounds like some kid in detention, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
I told you to stop hanging out with that goddamn Tommy DeVito. Wherever Tommy goes, trouble follows.
Dude, 150 yards passing on Monday Night Football, dude, he should do that. I mean.
Jake, what do you think?
It's a low number. I mean,
it's real low.
It's hard to say. Hard to
Dude,
say.
He could dump a pass to Saquon if Saquon goes for 30 yards with that
Paul,
pass.
I'm sick of you talking about Saquon like he's burning up the league. He isn't.
Yeah, it's not like
He just
DeVito.
isn't.
Yeah, but he was hurt, dude. He was hurt for 3 games.
Yeah, but there's no chemistry between him and DeVito at this point. Do you know how many good quarterbacks right now are not hitting good receivers?
What do you mean? He gave DeVito the Tommy Cutlets nickname and hugged him and said, "I love you."
All right, so they had a good lunch. What do you want to do? God. Paulie chemistry. Paul loves the what's Bill?
Okay, Paul, I picked 2. I'll let you pick the last one.
What'd you pick? Love to throw one.
I got Jordan Love to throw one. I got the Packers to cover 6.
7.
What do you,
well, they
7.
got yeah.
So and you got what? When the fuck did it go to 7? This was 6.5 at the beginning of this podcast.
No, they got to win by 7. I'm saying.
All right. You say 7, Paul. Now I got to win by fucking 8.
Yeah, dude. Saquon Barkley's getting a touchdown in this game Monday Night Football at the stadium. I mean, there's no. I would bet a lot on it.
Okay, I'll bet you $50 he doesn't.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
A side bet.
Okay.
I'll bet you $50 he doesn't.
Saquon Barkley gets a touchdown Monday night.
Saquon, not Saquon.
Saquon Barkley. Don't tell me how to say my favorite player's name.
Well, you're fucking always talking about the guy.
Dude, where does he rank? Guys, I mean, he's not burning up the league, but he's for a guy that missed a bunch of games.
He's a great fucking player on a bad team. That's why he keeps getting fucking hurt. All right? It's deep in the season. That guy has taken a bunch of fucking 2-11 hits.
No, you're right. I you know what? You stopped me in my tracks because I thought about when he got hurt and they stopped him up at the line of scrimmage. You're right. Bad offensive line will fuck you up. All right. So
you got to get fat guys that can move, Paul. Just having people that are fat is not an offensive line.
It's true. It's true. You got to have
how much you fucking eat as long as you can move. All right, I got to meet somebody at 10:45. Let's wrap this up. What do we got here?
So we got Jordan Love to throw one, the Packers to cover, Saquon Barkley to get an anytime touchdown for your Monday night special. We don't fuck with the under-over.
And me and Paulie got a side bet, $50, just to make it fun.
$50 that Saquon gets a touchdown Monday night. That's our side bet.
Paul, I hope I lose, you know?
Hey,
because then that means I get to take you out for a steak dinner.
There you go. There you go.
Paul, it's $50. You should have been. Where the fuck are you taking me, Tads?
All right, guys, there you go. Those are our Week 14 picks. Monday night special, Jordan Love to throw one, Packers to cover, Saquon Barkley for a touchdown anytime. We hope you win. Bet responsibly. Deposit $10 into the account. You'll get up to $1,500 in bonus bets. So go to the BetMGM app, download it to your phone, and have a good time with us. There you go, Week 14. We got 3 more of these, dude, and the season is finito.
Hey, what's our records right now? I picked up 2 games. So what am I, like 4 under 500?
You're 1 game under.
How is that possible? I feel like I've just been I just went 2-2 every week.
Dude, you had 2. Dude, what you're doing this, like, you don't even realize you've on Week 14, you've had 2 games that were under 2 weeks that were under 500, dude. That's like nuts.
I know, but I've only had 2 games over. I've had 1-3, 1-3, and last week I went 1-2-1, so that's under 500 by half a game.
Yeah, but you're still Billy win some, lose some.
Billy win some, lose some.
But now
wishy-washy Bill. Oh, Billy Whiskers.
I think I'm still steady. I think I'm like 9 games over, 9.5, something like 8.5, 9. But
you're 8 games over?
I'm 23, 15, and 2.
Paul, you are suplexing the book.
Well, dude, October, I just bent October over and fucked it. You know?
But you did that 2 years in a row.
Hey, Paul.
Paul, fucking Mr. October.
Bill, I'm a fall guy. I'm a
Paul,
fall
you're
guy.
20. Paul, you're 20.
Oh, no. I was 23.
You're 20. Yeah, you're 27. You're 27, 19 and 2.
27, 19 and 2.
Against the spread, Paul. Who's doing that?
Bill,
Where is
you're-
ESPN, Paul? Why haven't they hired you?
The best
Bill, you're
handicapper in the
19,
country.
25 and 2.
Yeah, I'm 19, 25, and 2, Paul. What are you talking about? I knew I was way under.
What do you mean? He's not. No. What?
Yeah, Bill was through week 11. Bill was 18, 21 and 1. 2 weeks ago, he went 1, 2 and 1, and last week he went 1, 2 and 1 again. Right? 1, 2 and 1 both weeks. You just said.
No, only
No.
1 week.
No.
What was last week?
He was 2 and 2.
Last week, I was 3 and 1 last week.
Yeah, he was 3 and 1 the last week.
Don't you
and then
take away my 3 and 1, goddamn you, Andrew.
All right, so yeah, so you're 19, 20, yeah, so you're 22, 24 and 1.
So Paul's right. Paul's paying attention.
2.5 games back.
Yeah.
I know what Greek. Hey, I know what Greek I'm listening to on this podcast now.
All right, guys, there you go. Enjoy week 14, and we'll see you next week for week 15. It's so
Jake
sad.
the Snake 4-0, baby. Let's see. Nobody's ever gone 4-0 2 times in a row.
No, dude. Jake the Snake could make history.
He can make history. The whole world's watching, Jake. All right, I'll see you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
All right, take care, man.